Welcome to the beautiful skyline of Tampa, Florida. That's right, it's known for its nightlife, its beaches, but right next door in Plant City, we are known here at ProboxTV for knockouts and very competitive fights. Tonight, a card full of fighters looking to take their career to the next level. We start out with Ronnie Rios, 10 rounds in the featherweight division. He took 2 years off the sport, but last time he fought for 2 world titles, looking to climb the mountain again at the expense of Nicolas Polanco, who went to war with Angelo Leo, looking for a bounce-back fight. Moving up to the super welterweight division, it is Polanco and Valle, 10-0, undefeated, 7 knockouts, young and hungry, but going 10 rounds for the first time against the tricky, unorthodox, and very experienced Damian Sosa, who's looking to drag the kid into deep waters and drown him. And in our main event, Ramon Cardenas, that's right, last time out, won by broken jaw knockout. If you're wondering if he has heavy hands, his opponent, Eduardo Ramirez, hasn't been to the distance in 3 years. He's looking to add another knockout to his highlight reel tonight. Welcome, everybody, to ProboxTV Event Center. Jimmy Smith, alongside, of course, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. Look, in our main event, when you look at Ramon Cardenas, everything going his way. 24-1, 28 years old. WBA right now has him ranked 4th. What could possibly go wrong, right, Paulie?
What could possibly go wrong? You know, we know there's boxing's all about momentum. What could possibly go wrong? Well, we just had this past weekend, we find out what could possibly go wrong. Inside a boxing ring, anything could possibly go wrong. That's why they fight the fights, and that's why it's not scripted. He's got Eduardo Ramirez in front of him tonight. Ramirez himself is a bit of a wild card. Has a big punching record, 16 KOs and 22 wins. He gets knocked out himself, or he'll knock you out, as he did against Nick Ball, where he got stopped early in that fight as well. So, you know, he's a bit of a wild card himself, heavy hands. You know, Cardenas coming in with some momentum. We'll see what happens tonight. Always exciting on ProBox, the main events.
Yeah, but Chris, when you talk about the early knockout losses, it seems like he can get past those rounds. He's dangerous late. Is that the key tonight?
Yeah, and absolutely. And there's a little caveat to that Nick Ball fight. Nick Ball is a very, very talented fighter. He's fighting for a world title against Raymond Ford in his very next fight. But he took that fight on very short notice, Ramirez did, and he fought a weight class up. So now he's actually back to his weight class of 122 to fight Cardenas tonight. He's a very tough guy, two-fisted. He's tall and long for the weight, but he doesn't use that height. He's not going to be out there boxing from the outside. He's looking to throw big shots, hooks, and uppercuts. Got a very good uppercut for a tall guy.
And that's going to be a theme tonight, is guys that have a lot of support here in the crowd, and it's about, as you said, that ability to outlast, to endure. And one of those talking about is our first fight, that Ronnie Rios. He's taken 2 years off the sport and said, I feel refreshed, I feel better. Look, we've heard that story a million times. This sport, hard on the body. Are you looking at how he responds in the first couple rounds?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm a guy who's had some long layoffs in my career, 2+ years at times. Listen, you might say you feel better, you're refreshed. And listen, it's not like being in the ring. That timing is a whole different thing. And also, he's in tough. Polanco is not an easy out in a comeback fight at all.
Now, about the Leo fight. Polanco, of course, hurt in that fight late. It was an arm injury. He was going toe-to-toe with Leo, and we know how dangerous Leo is.
Yeah, we know how dangerous Leo is. We've had him here on the network several times. He's been one of our most impressive guys we've brought on. But Polanco gave him arguably his toughest fight on ProboxTV. He's always coming to fight. A little bit rougher on the edges, not the most polished, but you know what? He's always coming to fight. There's no easy outs against Polanco.
Yeah, and that's the issue tonight. When you look at the odds, that's right. You have them right in front of you. Ronnie Rios, a huge favorite over Nicolas Polanco. Given the toughness of Polanco, Chris, you run into the bet window right now?
Hey, man.
You got a couple minutes.
Listen, what's been happening in boxing lately, not a bad idea.
We try to predict the fights, but we are not psychics. That's right, the tail of the tape. You see the age there for Ronnie Rios. He is 34 years old. Nicolas Polanco, 3 years younger. The height advantage, the reach advantage, both with Polanco, but we've discussed it. Will he use the reach? That is the question tonight. Jim Sorensen, get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your live broadcast here on ProboxTV, your boxing channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting this evening started with a featherweight bout scheduled for 10 rounds. Your judges for this fight, Dennis Dubon, Shami Shipman, and Efren LeBron. And the third man in the ring is your referee, Frank Santor Jr. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white and black trunks. He weighed in at 126.4 pounds. His record, 21 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw with 12 wins by knockout. from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, todos bienvenidos, Nicolas La Pantera Polanco. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He wears the brown and black trunks. He weighed in at 125 pounds even. His record, 33 wins, 4 losses with 16 big wins by knockout. From Santa Ana, California, give it up for Ronnie Rios.
All right, we're going to follow the instruction and direction. We know the rules. Your trunks are here. Your trunks are right where they're supposed to be. Questions. Good luck, guys.
And we're underway. Round number 1. Ronnie Rios in the gold. Nicolas Polanco in the white and black on your left.
These guys are digging right in.
Right to it. No feeling out between these two.
What did we say about Polanco before this fight? Doesn't always use his jab. He comes to fight every time.
Oh, no, absolutely. He can box from the outside at times, but he'd rather just trade.
And using that jab a couple times here, but again, it's making one of those mistakes that some guys make when they're not used to fighting on the outside, and that's he jabs on his front foot. So look for the opportunity for Rios to try to come over the top of that jab.
Yeah, you can see the balance teetering over that front foot as he jabs, keeping his chin in danger. Ooh, big body shots from Rios. Both sides ripping.
Yeah, these guys are saying forget the feel-out punches or the setup punches. Let's just go right to the good stuff.
Straight to the attack in round number 1. Remember, it's a 10-round fight. Good body shot from Rios.
Polanco lets Rios know, hey, keep him up.
Already thundering body attack. Angelo Leo did a lot of that last time out against Polanco. Attacked the body a lot with good effect.
Yeah, Polanco has a tendency to put himself on the ropes and let his opponents work, where he tries to counter off the ropes, not always getting the better of it.
The strategy tonight, Rios, 34 years old, 2 years off. Is it make him work hard early in the fight? See if he's got the gas to go long. Is that part of the strategy, maybe?
I mean, it looks like he's trying to beat the body down early on, trying to take some of the gas out of Polanco early. He's got 10 rounds tonight, so a lot of time.
Yeah, he hasn't been out, but you know what? I'll tell you what, Jimmy, he's the one trying to push the pace, and they're both going at it. I mean, he's the one that came out at the bell and tried to take it right to Polanco, and Polanco has obliged.
Yeah, if there's any ring rust, we haven't seen it yet from Rios.
Or maybe he's just trying to work out, right? work right through the ring rust. Just get it all out.
Throwing punches, it all comes off.
He has taken some big shots, and Ronnie has taken them well, and that's one of the things you always have a question about if you haven't been in the ring for a number of years, is how are you going to take that first shot? Really nice body work from Rios, using his small stature as an asset.
Yeah, and he's been going to the body with both hands, champ, so he's making a committed attack to that body in the first round.
And that's one thing about Polanco at this weight. He is tall for the weight. He doesn't use the jab, but he's got a long torso, a lot of target for those body shots.
But at close range, it doesn't look like Polanco can get the same leverage on his shots as Rios is getting.
Oh, right hand.
And that was that over-the-top right hand I was mentioning earlier from Rios over the top of Polanco's front foot heavy jab. He leans in when he throws it.
So far, Rios taking advantage of the frame of Polanco, beating those hands back, going to the ribs just like that.
I really like what Rios is doing, though. He's punching to where Polanco's going. Like you said, Champ, that right hand over the top. He saw Polanco moving out to his left just like that, with his left hand down, was able to time that right hand, anticipating his movement.
Again.
Ooh.
Hey, that was beautiful. Hey, let's start getting a little bit closer with our double jab. Let's start attacking that body. Remember, don't stick to the game plan. Hey, when he's throwing a lot of little soft shots. So I want you side to side. Move your body. Don't stay straight in the lane. Side to side, but walk him down. And don't forget about your jab. Okay? Let's start sweeping the body. Let's start hitting. You saw the body shots. They're starting to affect him already.
Absolutely. Like I said, he did get hit with some shots, and he took them well. So take a look at some of the action here from round one.
That two-fisted body attack, though, to the body we're talking about, champ. Polanco tries to oblige. You always want to respond with body shots when you get hit to the body, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I always remind you, oh, yeah, we got to hit we can hit the body, too. Oh, good body shot there from Polanco.
Polanco, one of those fighters, tends to keep pressure on every single round. Isn't a volume guy in the beginning, but his pace, he sets it throughout the fight. He's always in your face the entire time. Very hard to back him off.
Polanco's a very intense guy. He's pretty vicious when he lets those hands go. He's not a huge puncher, but again, at this weight, you know, he still looks very, very decently strong. He's landed some good shots so far.
In one for those low blows there.
Yeah, Polanco complained about the low blow a little bit to Rios in round number one. I think that might be a theme tonight. These body punchers going at it.
Yeah, sometimes they stray a little bit low.
Polanco's belt line is very high, though. Very nice right-handed uppercut from Polanco. La Pantera on the inside.
Yeah, and that's something he should probably be looking for more as Rios does lean in a little bit, looking for those body shots. And if he doesn't do something about making Rios doubt those body shots, they're going to start to affect him, because Rios has been going to the body with two hands pretty consistently.
I'm impressed with how heavy Rios' hands are.
Yeah, gets good leverage on those shots, right?
Yeah.
Right hand once again. It was money in round number one. Timing over the shoulder has been great for Rios.
That's one thing about aging, though. The power doesn't go away, and oftentimes you can actually get stronger as you get older.
Well, I'll tell you, because you're probably more planted. You can move less with leg. Yeah, your legs get worse, so you're forced to stay planted more.
Speed goes down. Power doesn't go anywhere.
Didn't work for me, though, for some reason.
Actually, it worked for me a little bit. I was a lot more flat-footed in the second half of my career.
Rios, no hesitation with those right hands. He's the one bringing physical pressure. Oh, man. A lot of people thought it might be Polanco early against the older fighter, but once again, straying low. But Rios so far bringing the pressure, keeping Polanco against the ropes for the most part.
One of those was very low.
Hook to the body.
Yeah, it was a good liver shot.
And again, notice Polanco's shorts. They're above the belly button, which is usually the divider line that the referee will tell you. Anything, if your cup is below the belly button, then shots on the cup are low.
Worth mentioning that Polanco has only lost to good fighters. He's been very, very tough. Yeah, he has 5 losses, but if you got to look past the numbers, as always, here on ProBox TV.
Talking about it before the fight, brought in to spar here at ProBox TV with some of the fighters at the training center here. Brought in as a sparring partner, and I was like, hey man, he's tough. He brings a good fight, very, very entertaining. He's earned his opportunity tonight against Rios and finishing strong round number 2.
And he always puts on a good performance, whether he wins or loses, anytime we've had him on ProBox.
Welcome back to the ProBox TV Event Center. See right there, head trainer Jesus Gutierrez in the corner of Ronnie Rios. So far, fighting an excellent fight. His opponent, Nicolas Polanco, finishing round 2 strong. He hasn't backed down, eaten some body punches, been right there to answer back. Start of round number 3. We're starting just how we left off round number 2. You talking about the lack of footwork. Both of these guys content right now to plant and throw.
Yeah, I mean, this ring, they're making it look smaller than it is. It's not that small of a ring, but these guys prefer to fight in a phone booth.
Yeah, they don't need all that size of ring, right? Oh, nice little overhand right snuck in there by Rios.
Ronnie Rios, a two-time world championship challenger. Lost both opportunities, but very competitive fights. Had his moments in both of them, and you see that talent, and that's what he talked about. He says, I know how close I got to the top. That's why I'm coming back, not for the money, but because I think I can get there again. He's really confident coming in this fight.
I definitely get that feeling, man. I understand that feeling. I've been there myself. When you haven't gotten that world title, you know, that's something that's always gonna stick in your mind. So
especially when you got that close.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rios showing that pedigree, you know, he's got a good variation to his offense, you know, doubling up those uppercuts. Polanco hanging tough, but you can see the sting on the shots of Rios. There's just more weight and more solid. Good little sneaky uppercut there by Polanco. I tell you, he got that one in there. That's what makes Polanco a little bit dangerous. You know, those weird shots he throws, long arms, but Rios undaunted.
Yeah, the uppercut's a great weapon for a taller fighter fighting a shorter opponent, but the problem is you leave yourself open for left hooks upstairs. Got to time that one right.
Can be effective, gentlemen. You know how dangerous it can be to throw it a little too far out.
You see Polanco here, he's looking for the same uppercut. I was saying last round, he's probably better off looking for this shot because Rios will give him opportunities when he goes to the body to try to search for that uppercut. And finally, Polanco has found it, but he still can't get away from the jab.
Oh, good chopping right hand from Rios. Timed that uppercut. That's what I was talking about.
And that's the thing. That's why the jab will prevent you from being too one-dimensional. You know, Polanco looking for the uppercut so much that now Rios almost knows that he's looking to throw and he's going to try to time him for his uppercut.
Against Akhmadaliev, that was the last time he fought and he lost. Rios, he was, you know, hurt in that fight, but never out of it mentally. He always bounced back, rallied in the 10th. It just wasn't enough. Ended up getting stopped in the last round, but every time he's been stopped, it's been on his feet, gentlemen. He's never gone down and had a fight waved off.
Those body shots are whipping in there.
Oh, good right hand. Huh? Polanco takes it well. That's another thing about Polanco. I mean, aside from his intensity, his spirit, he does take a good punch.
He took a good one there. Again, he's looking for too many uppercuts. He had success with the uppercut, but he's got to disguise it. I mean, now it's all he's looking for.
He's right uppercut happy at this point.
Closing seconds of a competitive round number 3.
Well, he finally stopped looking for the uppercut. Yeah. I mean, even Rios is thinking, oh, this guy's going to throw his uppercuts, and he surprised Rios.
He mixed it up, hit that well.
Changed it up at exactly the right time.
And I think a couple of those shots from Polanco actually buzzed Rios that round. That was the first time I saw him get affected by any of the punches from Polanco. Take a look at some of the work here. That was that straight right hand early in the round. Polanco shrugs it off, and that's that big overhand looping shot that he made it look like he was going to start with another uppercut and came over the top.
Rios looked uppercut all day, and then he just got hit with the right hand.
But gentlemen, you know, we thought we'd see a toe-to-toe war, and we have, but we've also seen some really good adjustments from both guys. You know, uppercut to the overhand right, timing adjustments.
Yeah. Well, it started out with just a body attack, right? But now you're seeing now Polanco trying to use the uppercut to try to take away the body attack of Rios. So you see the way Rios is attacking. I still like to see some jabs on the part of Polanco. While Rios, that two-fisted body attack has been working well for him. Let's see if Polanco is able to keep using this uppercut weapon and varying it with some other things.
You know, we don't often get title challengers here at ProBox TV, especially in our opening bout. Ronnie Rios is the goods, man. He's been to the world-class level. He was never able to win a championship or has not won one yet, but you can see his class here tonight.
We begin round number 4 of 10. Keep that in mind, a 10-round fight. These guys have fought at a measured, consistent, but aggressive pace throughout the first 3 rounds. The time off, that's something you got to wonder about for Rios. Is his conditioning there? Does he remember how to pace himself? Is that adrenaline dump that you haven't felt for a long time? Is that an issue?
Champ, I just keep thinking, man, well, if La Pantera had a jab, he really, that's the problem. I mean, he's good. He just does not utilize the
jab. And for somebody with that height, it really is a shame that he doesn't have a jab that he works on. You know, so he just kind of paws with it, pitter-patters with it, doesn't really take control with it.
Gentlemen, how many times have we said it? If I had your build, I'd be undefeated, right? If I had your build, I'd be undefeated. We talked about it. Polanco, tall, rangy, doesn't often use those tools. He's content to slug it out. That's what cost him against Leo.
But that's also why we love him here in ProBox.
Somebody lost a mouthpiece, and it's Rios.
It was Rios. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Notice when it came out. Quick break in the action.
Now, I mean, I always say the mouthpiece should not fall out, especially if you're not getting hit. It should be fitted better. if you have a properly fitted mouthpiece, they're actually difficult to remove. So whenever I see a mouthpiece fall out, I understand.
Also,
it's definitely
if you're not getting hit and it's coming
right,
you know, your mouth is open. That means you're breathing with your mouth out too.
Another great point, champ.
Might be a little bit tired. But Rios still pressing the issue nonetheless.
Oh, good right hand over the top from Rios.
Last time Nicolas Polanco fought February 9th in the Dominican Republic. Said he's fighting to afford a house there. That's my motivation for fighting every night.
Rios is being a little more judicious with his punches this round. I think some of those shots that he got hit with last round, he wants to make an adjustment and not just walk forward and bang. He's setting punches up well here.
Oh, talk about loading up on one side. 4 in a row on the left side.
Picking his punches really well here. Well placed, another borderline low blow.
I don't know, did the referee step in or look like Polanco said it was low?
I think the ref actually made some kind of motion with his hand.
Couldn't see from our angle, but Rios right now committed still to that body attack. Remember, almost at the halfway point or the end of round number 4. That's when the body work starts paying dividends.
You see Rios also cuts off the ring very well. Nice shots. You see Rios cuts off the ring well, and that's why Polanco should really be using his jab to at least offset the cutting off in the ring of Rios. We see a lot of the pressure fighters we can bring on here that don't cut off the ring, but Rios is doing a good job of cutting off the ring. So Polanco's jab becomes all the more important, but he's not using it, and this is what happens. Rios gets in there and throws some nice shots.
You know, and you would think being Polanco, you got a guy in front of you 2.5 years, 2 years off, 34 years old, in a 10-round fight, you want to take it to the second half.
Yeah. Oh, what a combination.
Big round for Rios.
As we get to the second half, looks like Rios is the one picking up the pace.
Pick up the pace, but also being smarter. He's being more cautious. He's setting punches up, picking his punches really well.
Hey, let's start going to the body. Mix it up. A little bit of water, cabrón. Hey, you're doing beautiful. Hey, give me a little bit of bouncing, but be smart. Don't let him time that bounce. Okay. Give me bouncing, mix it up, pintas, and then walk him down. Double jabs, Ronnie. Double jabs are working. Up, baby. Hey, we're not hurt. Here.
Common theme we're seeing here. Polanco with his back against the ropes. Rios pushing forward, landing big single eye-catching shots like that one there.
Yeah, getting underneath the offense there and coming up with a nice counter.
Check it out. Check it out.
Good left hook.
Certainly a calm corner when it comes to Ronnie Rios. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. A little more bounce in your step. Everything's going our way. Not a lot of yelling and screaming in there.
No, especially after that last round. He looked really sharp.
Polanco meets in the center ring here and starts throwing shots.
Oh, Polanco now fighting with a sense of urgency as we begin round number 5. Nicolas Polanco in the white and black. Ronnie Rios in the brown and black.
This is why you need setup punches, throwaway punches to kind of break the guard, because Polanco throws hard, but it's all on the arms of Rios, who just knows he just has to cover up, stay in tight, and then wait for Polanco to stop punching and throw back.
Paul, you were talking about when your mouth opens up, there's a problem with Polanco. Jaw hanging open.
Yeah.
Body shot. Down with the body shot.
He'll take more big breaths after that one.
Yeah, he might not be taking any more breaths.
Now this might be it.
8, 9, 10.
Yeah, he's done.
It is over. Ronnie Rios, huge body shot knockout in round number 5. That's how you say I'm back, gentlemen.
Absolutely. And Jimmy, you were just talking about his mouth is open. He's a little bit tired. The worst time you want to get with a body shot. He had just thrown a big salvo to open the round, which is like a sprint in a way. You know, you're a little bit out of breath. That's not the moment you want to get hit with a hard body shot. That's when you want to you try to recover your adrenaline. You get that lactic acid away from the muscles after you just do that big salvo. And instead, while he's trying to rest and get that air back, gets that big body shot, champ.
Yeah, Polanco, he came out really strong this round. Again, I said that Rios was really picking his punches well. He actually landed a body punch a few moments before this. That's why Polanco backed straight into the ropes and covered up in that earmuff style, allowing Rios to find that liver once again.
Well set up, too. You see 2-3 uppercuts, which raise the guard of Polanco, those 2-3 uppercuts, they weren't hard, but they were getting between the guard, and it made Polanco stand up more straight and bring his arms up higher, and then it opened up for the body shot. Very nice setup, little sneaky setup there.
Right around the elbow.
Rios.
Yep.
Did Polanco put too many chips into that attack? Right?
Yeah.
He went hard in the beginning of that round.
You know, you realize you got to make a statement. You're at the halfway point of the fight. Maybe try to take some momentum back. I mean, you want to. Sometimes you open the round fast to try to sort of set the tempo, but it didn't work out for him that round. And for the fight.
Ronnie Rios.
Polanco just got up from that, trying to catch his breath still.
And he's still needing some help to get to his corner. That was a body shot and a half, gentlemen.
Very, very impressive performance from returning Ronnie Rios.
And he started out with that two-fisted body attack from the go. So no surprise that it ended up ending with a body shot as well. Both guys, you know, with the body attack of Rios, it reminded Polanco to go to the body as well. Is that right hand over the top of that front foot heavy jab of Polanco, which he started using less and less. Some sneaky uppercuts still by Polanco though, Champ, right?
I believe it was that third round. Polanco had a really good round. He landed these big shots. It was the uppercut, the overhand right. And then Rios made an adjustment. He went back to his corner, came out the next round, round number 4, and was picking his spots. Was less reckless because he got hit with those shots in the previous round and really was putting beautiful punches together. Very precise, setting them up really nice, showing the world-class level that he's been at.
Barry, look at the uppercuts.
Oh, yeah, double right uppercut.
2 uppercuts. It brings up the guard of Polanco. Watch Polanco's guard go
bing,
up. See? Oh, beautiful, beautiful setup.
Very impressive finish.
Violence at its finest.
That is how you draw it up. Uppercut to body shot. Beautiful job. Let's make it official. Jim Sorensen.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let him go.
let's have a huge round of applause for these 2 warriors. That's right, a lot of respect for these guys. At 54 seconds in round number 5, your winner by knockout, Ronnie Rios.
World-class before said, I am rejuvenated. Now I'm having fun again. Nothing more fun than a body shot knockout.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to win by knockout, but you get a body shot knockout. It gives you a little bit of a more impressive feel, and a lot of people more talking about you a little bit more.
And that's like a highlight reel knockout. You setting up for 2 uppercuts, beautiful setup, finish with a left hook. Guy goes down, takes a full 10 count. He could have took a 35 count.
Yeah.
He was not getting up.
Yeah, he didn't get up for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but that idea is you look for the weaknesses, right? A great coach can find defeat and victory, right? You won, but what did you do wrong? I didn't see a whole lot wrong with Ronnie Rios. Looked tight, looked good, nice sharp combinations.
Well, you know what? Very aggressive. First fight in 2 years, you got to keep that in mind. So, you know, you can build off of this. You know, I would have liked to see a little bit more jabs on his way in and little, you know, subtle things. But for the first fight back in 2 years, I think he was just trying to knock off the rust by the activity. And we were talking about how you knock off the rust, just throw punches and get your activity in there and just immerse yourself in the fight, whether you get hit or not. And that was it seemed to sort of be his approach. Let me just immerse myself into the action, and then from there, I'll be able to kind of knock off the rust little by little. So a good first fight return and a good ending for him and a good result.
And for me, Jimmy, it was the adjustment. Yeah, I really like the adjustments of Ronnie Rios. Again, he showed his class and got the guy out of there.
Well, we have a challenger, of course, in our main event, looking to do what Ronnie Rios just did, which is put the pressure on. Maybe win by body shot. Beatriz Callis is with him now.
Estamos en compañía de otro de los boxeadores del evento estelar de esta noche, Eduardo Coreano Ramirez. We're here with one of the fighters of the main event of the evening, Eduardo Coreano Ramirez. Eduardo, estuviste entrenando en Japón muchísimo tiempo y luego te transferiste a Las Vegas. ¿Cómo fue tu experiencia y cómo creció tu carrera boxística desde que te mudaste a Las Vegas a Japón?
Claro, nos fuimos a Japón a principios de enero, estuvimos allá 2 semanas, muy buena experiencia, compartiendo sparring con prospectos japoneses, la verdad una muy buena experiencia, y en Las Vegas pues ha sido totalmente un campamento muy completo, tanto como en el gimnasio, como en los sparring, trabajo físico. La verdad estoy muy contento con el trabajo que hicimos y pues echándole ganas, ¿no?
He was training in Japan for a long, long time, but then he moved to Vegas and he kept training, and his skills as a fighter actually got better and better, and he's ready to win this fight tonight. Eduardo, otra pregunta. Tu última derrota fue en Inglaterra contra Nick Bowles y te avisaron solo con 5 días de antelación. Your last defeat was in England and they only told you with 5 days in advance. ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre la preparación para esta pelea y la de ahora? What's the difference between the preparation for that bout and this one?
Claro, es una preparación totalmente diferente con la que hicimos contra Nick Ball. Nos avisaron la pelea 5 días antes. La verdad fue un proceso muy difícil, pero pues como todo mexicano, ¿no? Seguimos adelante en esa pelea. Pues no se dio el resultado, pero pues aquí estamos trabajando, ¿no? Para lo que venga.
Like every Mexican fighter, we improve, we keep fighting, and we never give up, and we're ready to go with the main event tonight and go for that win. Muchísimas gracias, Eduardo. Back to the ring.
Well, you can't question the heart and the guts of Eduardo Ramirez, but Marcus Valle, Damian Sosa, the young buck, the undefeated super welterweight, is in for perhaps a gut check fight, the toughest opponent of his career. When we come back on ProBox TV.
Wednesday night fights on ProBox TV. Evenly matched fights, 50-50. If you're looking for competitive matchups, every other Wednesday night fights on ProBox TV.
Join Chris, Paulie, and myself ringside every other Wednesday on ProBox TV.
Dynamite action on Wednesday night fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel, ProBox TV.
On the next Wednesday night fights, May 8th, the UK's Robbie Davies Jr. takes on former IBF world champ Sergey Lipinets. And in the co-main, the undefeated Katsuma Akitsugi steps into the ring to face Geraldo Rigondao Valdez of the Dominican Republic.
Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProboxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday night fights.
So you want to be a boxer, that's fine, that's great. You want to be a world champion, that means you have to get past dedicated fighters with real experience. Let's be honest, when we're talking about this fight, right? When you and I looked at the opponent, there was a little sucking of the teeth, like, man, this is a tough one for an undefeated kid. What are your thoughts, Chris?
And not only is he the toughest challenge, he's a step up in class. This is his first 10-rounder as well. That's a big deal. Your first 10-rounder, that's a huge step. Now he's also fighting a better opposition than he has before. That's a lot to take on.
You want to be a ProBox TV fighter, right?
You all do when you're sitting at home, right?
This is what happens when you're on ProBox TV. There's not really any gimmies. You're going to develop in a way where if you get past the ProBox TV labyrinth as a prospect,
the meat grinder is what I call it.
The meat grinder. As you walk going up the ladder, you'll be ready for the world-class level if you're able to get past this level here on ProBox TV. The ProBox TV doesn't treat their prospects gingerly when they fight on this network.
Well, that's how you know when you get to a main event fighter that they have been through the wars. Nobody exemplifies that more than our main event fighter tonight, Ramon Cardenas. He's been here before. Can he do it again?
Everything I do is calculated. I like to break down fighters as we progress, because it's, we're not fighting 4 or 6 rounds anymore. We're fighting 10, 12. So it's just going out there and just keep breaking fighters down. My discipline, man. When I lost, it was versus a guy I should have stopped. I should have beat easy, but my being undisciplined was what really cost me. The way I would lose the weight improperly, the way I would just kind of train whenever I had a fight coming up, that's what really cost me. But I learned off of that loss, and I'm glad I took it early, because a lot of people take it, they take a loss when they're 20-0, 22-0, stuff like that. And that really breaks them mentally because they're like, man, that, you know, I got so far just to get this far. So I'm glad I took mine early because it taught me kind of like, man, you know, you can't BS boxing. You can't just do it half-assed. You have to do it right and do it all the way.
Anybody a Game of Thrones fan here? Anybody?
Not me.
All right. Well, he grows his hair out because of Game. I was hoping one of you guys could help me out. He grows it out because of Game of Thrones. He said the Warriors there, they cut it off when they lose in battle. If I lose it, I'm cutting it off. I'm growing it until I lose.
He reminds me of Kasha Zoo. Kasha used to have that same kind of thing going, you know, in his day. So for me, you know, it's a fighter thing.
I had a little tail when I was a kid too. It's an Argentinian thing. A lot of.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
The rat tail.
Yeah, I had one when I was a kid.
Whatever gets you mentally and physically ready to go. And when I look at our next fight, that's the X factor, right? You're young, you're undefeated. You don't know what you don't know until you need to know it. That's the gut check in this fight tonight, right? It's about the mentality of really being great. Is that what's on the line to you tonight, Chris?
Absolutely. I mean, Marcus Valle, if he wants to go to the top, him and his brother are on fast track to try and get there, coming up on the ProBox TV platform. But man, you gotta get through fire. You gotta get through hell, and he's in there tonight.
Now, to you, Valle, last couple fights, he's gone the distance, been tough, tricky guys that had some tricks up their sleeve. Did that prepare him enough for an opponent like Sosa tonight?
Well, that's the thing, man. It's going to have prepared for Sosa because this is yet another step up, and like the champ Chris said, it's also his first 10-rounder. So, you know, Valle is a good body puncher, hits hard, you know, gets some stoppages as well, he breaks you down. The positive is he's got more time to break a guy down, and now you got 10 rounds, you can spread out your work. You may be able to break a guy like Sosa down, but at the same time, Sosa's a vet. He's coming to win as well. He's not just one of these vets who's got a bunch of losses and shows up as a journeyman. Sosa knows what a win over here does for his career as well to knock off an undefeated prospect. Sosa with a record of what, 24-2 or something like that, right? So, you know, a win over the undefeated prospect catapults him to another level as well and keeps his momentum going on a fast track.
I spoke to his team earlier. He said they're in dog shape and they're ready to go, and they understand what this platform means. They've got a good ranking right now, and a win here would really elevate that.
Good fighters and great fights. Yep. You got one example coming up.
That's exactly what we do, but it's about his ability to step up against opposition, experienced opposition. That is what is on the line tonight. You look at the odds. Marcus Valle minus 300, a 3-1 favorite over Damian Sosa. The one thing about Valle, when you talk to the experts, I got two of them sitting next to me right now, you worry about his hit ability against a guy who's very durable, very awkward, very hard to time.
You know what? In some ways, Marcus Valle reminds me a little bit of Antonio Margarito in that, you know, like a poor man's Antonio Margarito so far, but he may develop into a world-class level like Margarito got to. You know, a little bit lax on defense, but highly offensive.
That's exactly the case. Only 2 years separating these two fighters despite the disparity in experience. Marcus Valle, the taller fighter, also a significant reach advantage.
And that's one thing about Valle. He is huge for this weight class. 6'1", wide shoulders, long reach. 75-inch reach for a 54-pounder. That's a very, very impressive wingspan.
But Paul, you talked about his willingness to kind of walk through shots. Talk about the size advantage. He uses it to kind of walk through some punches. That catches up with you at a certain point.
It can catch up to you. I know what he does it for. He tries to mentally break you as well as physically break you. He's a great body puncher, you know, so he's not just walking you down just to throw at you, but he's trying to break you down mentally and physically. But again, you need a little bit of head movement in that pressure as well. Let's see if he's added to it today.
Let's see what he has. Jim Sorensen, get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is time for your co-main event of the evening. Presented to you by ProBox TV in association with Toscano Boxing. This fight will be 10 rounds in the super welterweight division. Your judges, Alexander Levin, Dennis DeBon, and Shami Shipman, and your referee in charge is Alicia Collins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks and the colors of the Mexican flag. He weighed in at 153.6 pounds. His record, 24 wins, only 2 losses, with 12 big wins by knockout. From Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, please welcome Damian El Samurai Sosa! And his opponent, Fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with white tassels, he weighed in at 152.6 pounds. He is undefeated in his young career. His record, 10 wins with no losses, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Puerto Rico and fighting out of Tampa, Florida. Make some noise for your hometown fighter, Marcus Valle!
All right, gentlemen, your trunks are fine here. Your trunks are a little high, so if you hit right here, you're fine. All right? You guys had your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself and obey my commands at all times. Go ahead and touch them up if you want to.
You heard the crowd behind the local fighter, Marcus Valle from here in Tampa, Florida. Damian Sosa from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He looks ready to go. You see the fire in his eyes already. So we start round number 1. Damian Sosa from here in Tampa in the blue. I'm sorry, Damian Sosa in the black, red, white, and green from Mexico. From here in Tampa, Marcus Valle in the blue with the white trim.
A lot of Marcus Valle fans here. I see the headbands, the Puerto Rican style, wearing the headband to show your support.
Let's add that to the mix. This is Puerto Rico versus Mexico. That's special every single time. But Sosa has gone to the final round in 7 out of his last 8 fights, a total of 68 rounds.
Yeah, a lot of experience. And I'll tell you, man, when you see Tijuana on a guy's trunks, you know he can fight.
He goes to war every single day.
Munguia's from Tijuana. Start taking on Canelo in a couple weeks.
Tijuana is a fight town.
Morales was from there.
Yep. That was the big beef, Herrera Morales, Mexico City, and Tijuana. Yeah, Valle, man, very, very big for this weight class. Tall, wide shoulders, long arms. Fills out great after the weigh-in.
Valle calculated it around 1. Even taking those half steps back, which, you know, we haven't always seen from him.
Valle defensively. Valle in previous fights here on ProBox TV, he's been the bully. He's been the one using that size advantage. There's no right build for boxing, but you got to use it. Use it to push fighters around.
Good sharp counter there, but he's being smart here. He's not trying to be a bully here. He's definitely asserting his size and his power, but he's boxing smart at the moment, making Damian Sosa work very hard.
Look at the tape on Sosa. He's one of those guys. He's like the guy in the gym you don't want to spar.
Yeah.
He's just herky-jerky. He's real hard to time.
And he's on you.
Deceptively powerful. He's always on you. Awkward style. Best way to describe Sosa in the ring.
Yeah, he's giving you the head movement, trying to throw off the pressure and the technical boxing of Valle. Valle doing pretty well in round 1.
Yeah. That was a nice little move there from Sosa. He threw a nice little uppercut, rolled under again, did it again. Very nice. Good right hand there from Sosa, and another right hand over the top.
Yeah, just as I said those things, since I Sosa woke up and came on with some good shots.
That's the thing about experience, man. That is the ultimate intangible.
An ability to see your offense clearly under fire, and so far Sosa's shown the ability to do that.
Yeah, it's one thing to find openings, it's another to create them. It seems like Sosa is finding little holes and setting traps. Nice double jab. Both guys landed good jabs. I think Valle got the better of it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Listen, over there you're sitting up, and you're dropping your hands. Every time you get sick, keep your hands up. You throw.
Vamos, güey, que vaya para atrás, vaya para atrás. No tires y te levantes, güey. ¿Sí me entiendes? Tira y agachadito. Y en cada agachadón que te des, contesta. O si no haces fallar, pum, pum, pum. No es fallar. Y al levantón le tiras al cabrón. Para acá.
Spanish doesn't have to be great to understand that. Head movement, get under, throw that punch over the top, the left hand. We begin round number 2 after a competitive round number 1.
Yeah, I was excited about this fight on the card. You know, our opening fight was excellent with Rios scoring a knockout in his return. I almost forgot about this fight and how good this was expected to be, and here we are. Oh!
Sosa trying to press Valle now, trying to test the will of the young prospect.
It's the questions that make a fight interesting. This fight full of questions.
Nice sharp counter right hand over the top of the Valle jab.
Remember what I said about that experience, being able to create openings. You're seeing that from Sosa. He landed some very, very good hooks early on here in round 2. Valle showing an excellent chin.
Valle will be better set to use some feints to throw off some of this rhythm of Sosa that's coming over the top of his offense. Seems like Sosa has a good timing on the offense of Valle. We'd like to see some feints on the part of Valle to kind of throw that off a little bit.
And gentlemen, it's almost like it doesn't matter who won round number 1. Sosa showed, I'm not going to be pushed around, right? No. I'm not going to be bullied by anybody.
Yeah, Sosa's a physically strong guy as well. It's, you know, we keep talking about the strength of Valle, but Sosa's not a weakling in there. Nice double jab right hand and roll out. I like how defensively savvy Sosa is. When he lets his hands go, he rolls out.
Valle's going to have to be careful with those right hands coming over the top of the jab. He took another one a couple of seconds ago. He's going to have to be a little bit more deceptive off that jab. He's got a good jab when he uses it, but he's going to have to be deceptive as he's raising his level of opposition here tonight.
And that's a great term there, Paulie. Deceptive, because that's what I'm seeing from the head movement of Sosa. He's very deceptive on the outside. He comes out of that crouch with clean, short punches.
A little right hand there by Valle a second ago. Let's see if he can pick a momentum off of it.
When you look at the tape of Sosa, not a lot of lateral footwork. He doesn't move a lot side to side. He gets in and out quickly. You don't realize how quickly he's on you in fights.
Typical Tijuana fighter.
Yeah.
Typical Tijuana fighter. They're not movers. They'll stay right in front of you, make you miss. Like that. You know, if I'm in the corner of Marcus Valle, I would tell him to lower his jab a little bit. Aim for the collarbone. Aim a little lower, because Sosa, with that head movement, is getting underneath those jabs, and the ones that do land are landing high in the head.
Yeah, you can also feint with a level change a little bit, kind of feint with his knees a little bit, with his feet. Kind of throw off some of that.
Oh, champ, if we've noticed anything in the past year and a half, a lot of fighters don't know how to feint or cut off the ring these days.
Yeah.
It's 2 things that are really missing.
Yeah. That's why Rios was impressive last fight. He was cutting off the ring well.
Oh, mouthpiece out.
Good short right hand from Sosa.
Is that Valle's mouthpiece out?
That's Valle's mouthpiece, yes.
He's the one that took the hard shot. Looks like it cost him his mouthpiece. Sosa turning it on.
Valle's got a jab here. He shouldn't be preventing Sosa from coming in. Especially with no mouthpiece. Why would you shouldn't want to get into those trenches like this?
Yeah, he's not thinking about that. He's fighting.
Use that jab. Use that jab, okay? You ain't gotta prove to me. You ain't gotta prove to me that you can take a shot. You ain't gotta prove to me that you can take a shot. You're going too long.
We saw the mouthpiece fly out. Guess what? We figured out who it came from.
Yeah, last fight we were talking about the problem with mouthpieces falling out on their own. This one, I believe, was from a punch. No, he spit it out himself.
And then he took
a hard shot.
That's even worse.
That is worse.
Hope his teeth are right, bro.
Yeah, banging your teeth together without a mouthpiece in, that's rough.
I hate to see that.
We're all bitten down on that sand, gentlemen. We're going to have to do a little bit more of that in round number 3. Yeah, fighters laugh, because that's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, when you get 2 chips.
Yep.
In the height of those exchanges last round, Valle actually landed a really good left hand to the body. That's something that's been missing early on here, which is a big part of his game plan, usually.
And you'd like to see a lot of that as the fight progresses, because he's got 10 rounds to break Sosa down, and he's going to need to slow Sosa down, because Sosa coming on forward on the front foot is giving Valle problems.
We are in round number 3. Undefeated Marcus Valle, 10-0, 7 knockouts. Damian Sosa, 24-2, and it has been a war. We came to a boxing match and a fight broke down.
Good 2-way exchange.
Look at this action.
Keep in mind, Valle's never been 10 rounds. Can he go at this pace for 10 rounds? This fight is creating a fast pace.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, he's obviously got a good chin, but he's taking a lot of heavy blows. That adds up quick.
And also, if you don't use your jab, which Mark Ferry told him in the corner, I don't need to see how good you can take a punch. Use that jab. You're not going to be able to slow the pace down.
And I get the sense that Sosa's used to this pace. Used to, like you mentioned, Jimmy. He's one of those guys. He's going to be a fighter. Yeah, he's going to be on you like white on rice. And you notice all the little movements from Sosa. He's on the outside. He's never not doing anything.
He's an attack now from Valle.
But Sosa never takes it lying down, always coming back. Not just with punches, but with physical pressure.
Yeah, he's using his physicality. He's actually bodying Valle here, and then steps off and lands a nice left hook upstairs and a right hand. Valle coming back, though. Valle's doing a good job of keeping his punches very short.
There's a good shot there on the inside from Valle. But Sosa still on that front foot. He's got to find a way. If Valle's going to have success, is the fight progresses. Good shots there. He's got to find a way to get Sosa off that front foot. A good uppercut on the inside from Valle, but a return body shot from Sosa.
Valle was doing some really nice work. Sosa sending the tide now.
And also that mental side, Chris, when punches that normally back a guy up aren't backing him up. We've seen guys mentally fatigued because that isn't just physical.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the difference is body positioning here. You see Valle standing very tall. Mark Ferrer in the corner is like, why are you getting so tall? Why are you getting so high? And Sosa stays very low. He's low all the time, so it's harder to move him back.
Another good right hand from Sosa. Valle sometimes stays too squared up, guys, and that makes him too much of a target. Not that Sosa's not squared up, but at least Sosa's staying low.
Yes.
Valle's staying up high and staying squared up. So a lot of times he makes himself more of a target than he needs to. Well, that's part of what makes him reckless defensively.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the body positioning, champ. These guys very, very different in terms of how they're standing.
The fight continues. No breaks at all from either one of these fighters. Toe to toe.
Incredible output from both these men.
Wow. Valle, you can see, trying to get tactically back in it, trying to stay tighter, trying to stay behind the jab. But Sosa, once again, Tijuana style. I'm going to make this a brawl. I'm going to make this a brawl, not a boxing match. That's what I came here to do.
He's making it a smart brawl, though. He's very, very clever in the way that he's doing it.
It's a staggered rhythm that he has. So he's making it a brawl, but he's staggering that rhythm, so it throws off Valle a little bit.
When you talk to Valle and how do you feel mentally about this fight or that fight, every fight he's had here at ProboxTV, he says, I believe in my preparation. I believe I have the gas to go with anyone. You heard the corner right now say it. Get in his face. He has no gas for the second half of this fight. Push him around. So they believe they can win this fight physically. The bold statement, the way this fight has been going so far, which has been back and forth. Round number 4 begins.
That's one of the things we talked about when you have step-up fights. You're fighting guys with a lot of experience. Damian Sosa has more than double the amount of professional experience that Marcus Valle does. And sometimes it's not just physicality in there. This is a boxing match. It is chess. Chess, not checkers, gentlemen.
Mouthpiece again. Remember the last time it came out, it wasn't because of a punch. It was right before a punch.
Hey, Tampa area dentists, you guys better jump on these fighters. Get them some properly fitting mouthpieces.
Get it molded, get it done. Action continues in round number 4. Damian Sosa in the black, red, white, and green. Undefeated for now. Marcus Valle, 10-0 in the blue and white from Puerto Rico.
And for the listeners at home, there's been a lot of mouthpiece talk because we understand how important those things are. It's not just for protecting your teeth. It's for something for you to bite down on so your jaw is a unit. Makes you take punches better. Nice jab there from Valle, backs up Sosa. Good jab again.
And that's what Mark Ferrer's been asking him. He's been asking him to use that jab.
And that's one thing about Mark. He's got a very heavy jab. That thing is like a battering ram.
Right now, Sosa putting the pressure on, trying to nullify the jab you men are talking about.
And Sosa just letting his hands run now. As he got Valle goes the ropes, he lets those numbers run.
His corner in between rounds said, bring the physical pressure. This guy doesn't have the gas for the second half of this fight.
Good left hook from Marcus Valle. That looks like it stunned Sosa.
Finally keeping Sosa at the end of his punches.
Definitely been a shift here in this round. Potential momentum change.
Yeah, and the pace has gone very, very fast. So as we're getting closer and closer to the halfway point of the fight. It's going to be interesting to see if that has an effect on the second half of the fight and the pace on any of these fighters.
It's wild to think it's only the 4th round. Big swelling there, and little swelling there on the side of Marcus Valle's face.
Oh, good body shot there on the inside from Valle again. Sosa keep trying to answer there as well.
Valle having a much better round, but Sosa is always there in your face. Nice stab jab there.
Always finishing strong at the end of rounds. Trying to do the same thing again, but good combinations from Marcus Valle.
It looks to me that Valle has the better chin of the two. He's taking the cleaner punches, but he doesn't seem to be as affected as Sosa is when he gets touched.
It's a downside to that experience, right? He's been through a lot of wars, a lot of scar tissue, swell a lot. Sosa, so far, the worst for wear in this fight.
Oh, Sosa responds just as you're on cue, Jimmy.
Yep. He thought he would overwhelm Sosa. Had a good round, but Sosa still swinging at the end.
Yeah, good comeback round for Valle. He asserted himself in that round much better than he has in previous rounds. Here we see some of that action here. Nice left hook lead from Marcus Valle. That's his best punch, is that left hand. And back comes Sosa. Nice lead short right hand, and again, and then stays low, champ. But we've been talking about the whole time.
Yeah, and that's how he keeps himself a smaller target is at that close range, and that's what you want to see Valle working on as well.
You see that swelling on the outside of that left eye from those overhand rights of Sosa.
But champ, in that round number 4, did we see the range at which Valle will have success? Like, okay, if I keep him here, I can do it. It seems like he's having success with those long straight punches.
To a degree, yes. We see why and how, but the problem is Sosa's not willing to stay there. He keeps changing levels and pushing.
He's pushing forward as well, and then he ends up smothering, and he likes it a little bit closer. And sometimes even Valle is smothering himself at times.
An incredible fight, all action as we begin round number 5. It has been entertaining from the get-go.
Now mouthpiece out again.
Valle's got to be careful, man. This is 3 times he's lost a mouthpiece.
And we're approaching territory where you could be penalized.
Might be the last time. Let's see. He's got a. It seems like the referee gave him a strong warning. A lot of times it's coming out without even.
Well, nothing with no punches, not even in exchanges.
Puerto Rico versus Mexico. Oh. Good right hand from Sosa.
Ooh, got a little blood under the eye of Valle. Oh.
Part of the question in this fight is how difficult did he think it was going to be going in? Did his corner prepare him for exactly this kind of fight, a gut check kind of fight? Because that's what Damian Sosa has been bringing.
And to me, Valle has always been a conditioning guy, but he's never gone 10 rounds. So I'm curious to see if he's able to keep this pace for 10 rounds.
Seems like Sosa's trying to a little bit of a break rhythm here, where he's going on the back foot and then trying to be in and out this round. Is it Valle's pressure that's made him do that, or is now Sosa coming back just the way you see now? Looks like a different change of approach with Sosa for a minute, but now he's going back to his old antics, which is pushing Valle back.
And Valle is just not effective on the ropes. He cannot get the leverage on those punches, and he makes himself a big target.
And he's been effective at distance so far in this fight as Marcus Valle, but against the ropes inside, Sosa's been doing great damage right in the chest.
But look at the command of the distance from Sosa. He takes a step back, slides out, comes back in. That's ring generalship, people. Some feinting here. Oh, nice hook off the jab there from Valle. Ooh, good right hand as well. See, this is that range, that mid-distance range is where Valle wants to be doing his work.
Sosa getting a little wide with those punches. Swinging out at a dangerous angle.
Oh, beautiful body shot from Valle. Goes right back to it.
And I think that's going to be very important as this fight approaches the second half. There's already been a very, very fast pace. The body work from either guy may be able to give it that advantage going into that second half.
And put money in the bank, making sure your opponent can't take a deep breath.
I'm going to say it again. I believe that Valle's taking the punches better than Sosa. That body shot, I believe, hurt Sosa.
Talk about the size advantage of Valle. Could that translate into a chin advantage that could be crucial in a fight that looks like it's headed to the later rounds?
A good head movement on the inside from Sosa translates into good shots as well for him.
Wow.
Cuando tengas cuerdas, empújalo, cuando vaya para atrás, agárralo, pam, 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 y salta la verga de ahí, ¿ok? Every time you throw it,
Taking some of the action from that last round. Here we see Sosa backing up Valle, pinning him on the ropes. And like I had mentioned, Valle doesn't get that leverage the same way. There's that body shot that seemed actually was blocked by Sosa. No, that wasn't the one I was talking about earlier. That was a blocked one from Sosa.
We're at the halfway point, starting round number 6. Marcus Valle undefeated, 10-0 in the blue and white. Damian Sosa, tricolores on his black trunks from Tijuana, Mexico.
Sosa has not stopped moving that head on the outside. Very, very smart. He's deceptive with that head movement. Stays low, fires from that crouch position, changes angle, steps in and out.
Yeah, he creates punching shots, like just like that. Yep. You see how he changed levels and then came with a good right hand over the top.
He's also consistently rolling out after he throws the right hand, which is smart because Valle has a very, very good left hook.
It's a good exhibition in what head movement should do. It should both protect you defensively as well as create attacking angles.
You compared him a little while ago to Margarita. It was a guy who got stronger as the fight went on and wore fighters down. Even if they had technical superiority, can Sosa do that from here on out? That's the question.
Ooh, good right hand. But one thing about Margarito, he wasn't necessarily a jabber, but he used a jab. He used it in mid-range to get himself in position to let his hooks fly.
Once again, at mid-range, see the power and accuracy of Marcus Valle.
Good body shot there from Sosa, partially blocked by Valle. Valle comes back with the right hand to the body himself.
I'll tell you, but we're getting to that point in the fight where even the partially blocked body shots, you feel them, man.
Yeah, I was going to mention.
They start to hurt you, or they start to debilitate you.
I was going to ask you, champ, you've been in the ring with one of the best body punchers that we've seen in recent generation, Miguel Cotto. I'm sure some of those shots you felt right through your elbow.
Yeah, and even if they don't hurt you, like a clean-landed body shot, they take energy out of you.
Yep. I remember with Errol Spence, a lot of those body shots were hitting my elbows, and
you get
I was feeling
fatigue. Yeah.
Also tired my arms out.
Yep. Nice spin off the ropes by Valle. Let's see if he can start an attack off that move. Both guys' pace is slightly slowing down. How could it not?
Yeah, but they're still, I mean, the pace is slowed down, but I feel like they're throwing heavier shots now.
They're trying to save it up. Yeah. Now, look, as we say, the pace slows down. Both these guys going into another exchange.
This is what Sosa has done throughout this fight. 30 seconds left. He's been turning it on, stealing rounds, trying to get in tight at the end and landing big punches.
That was a good move by Valle to get himself off the ropes. I was about to say, this is not where he wants to be. He's ineffective when he's on the ropes.
Oh, good right hand there by Sosa as he gets Valle on the ropes. Another reason why he's ineffective is because he's up so high on the ropes.
Yeah, he can't get the leverage.
He's making a conscious effort to get off them every time he's on them now, at least. But Sosa continues to punch.
Nice body shot from Valle.
Sosa taking damage. Can he make adjustments? That's the question.
Wow, almost cracked the ref there.
I tell you, this is a rough one.
he's hitting me. He's throwing it up in these rolls.
Vas bien, vamos a seguir igual, cabrón. Siguiendo.
Number 7.
Cuando estés en las cuerdas, no le puedes con el cuerpo, cabrón. Con la mano, cabrón. Con la mano.
They realize, gentlemen, how close this fight is. How crucial these last 4 rounds are. 10-round fight. First one of Marcus Valle's career. You see the undefeated Puerto Rican. We're underway, round number 7. Fans here in Plant City getting their money's worth for this fight, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. And you always get your money's worth here at ProBox.
No doubt about it.
I'm new. I'm starting to understand that big time.
We may not be the House of Champions yet, but we are the House of Action.
Yeah, good fighters and great fights.
Also, not a bad seat in the house here at the ProBox TV arena.
Energy in here absolutely incredible. Probably 90% of this crowd behind the local boy from Tampa. That's right, Marcus Valle from Puerto Rico.
Which could come into play with the judges' scorecards. This is a very competitive fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Back and forth stuff. Crowds have a tendency to sway judging. Judges are humans too.
And also, Foreman said it about Ali. He said in Zaire, the crowd kept Ali up because I was hurting that man. The crowd kept him up, kept him going.
Well, that could attest to why Valle has shown such a granite chin tonight. He's taken some heavy leather.
Tell you, the pace of Sosa, when he gets close, he just keeps those hands moving. And again, his position seems to be better at close range, like you said, Champ. Valle's position on the ropes not very good as he's up high. Sosa keeps himself a small target, and he allows himself to get better leverage on the shots, as well as be able to get more punches off. There's a good hook there by Sosa.
And he's creating these openings. He's touching down low to throw the left hook upstairs. And he's not getting tall either, so you can see the punch. Oh, good shot from Valle.
But that's the thing. Sosa's head movement also makes him take less of the attack.
Yeah.
Valle throws when he does throw back.
Valle's corner in between the rounds said, you're standing up too tall against the ropes. When you're there, I want you to lean over a little bit more, move a bit more.
Both guys seem to be a little punched out here in round 7. Not as much power in the shots.
And Valle staying on the ropes more in this round than we'd like to see.
I'm sure more than his coach Mark Ferrer would like to see as well.
But Sosa, if you're in Sosa's corner, you like this pressure. You like them bringing it to the young prospect who's never been this many rounds. They know it's getting to that point where, you know, this guy hasn't been these rounds. You're going to test him.
Advice for a guy like Sosa, is it ugly? Is it dirty? All right, then it's our kind of fight. Then we're doing the right thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they're taking Valle to the place he's never been before. And they're doing it at a pace. And Valle's responding, though, I tell you.
No, he's very much in there and responding every chance he gets.
But again, the optics of the fight, he's staying on the ropes a lot. Sosa is the one who's pushing him back, pushing him on the ropes. These optics matter to judges a lot of times. That's why Valle's got to be careful staying on the ropes so much.
And beyond optics, even just in terms of the power he's able to develop along the ropes, it's not as the punches are not as heavy.
Look in the corner of Marcus Valle, that's swelling around the eyes. Let's see what caused it.
Now, that was a really good round for Sosa. That was one of the more consistent rounds, and he did it by making it ugly, just like you said, Jimmy. He fought on the inside the whole time, kept the head moving, was taking shots from Valle, but like we said, the leverage on the punches are just different when Valle is tall along the ropes.
We begin round number 8, 3 rounds left. The first time the undefeated Marcus Valle scheduled for 10. Gentlemen, who needs these last 3 rounds to you? Who would you? I mean, we're kind of shrugging our shoulders, but
I don't think if you're either of these guys, you can afford to just take it easy these last 3 rounds. You know, it's been a competitive fight. It's been an action fight. I dare to say Valle's probably maybe a little bit behind, because he's been the one who's allowed himself to be pushed back a little bit more than Sosa. But let's see how these final rounds go, because he's never been in these rounds, but Sosa's also forced a torrid pace that we don't know if he can continue.
Yeah, and like to your points last round, champ, you know, optically a lot of it would favor Sosa, but then also the crowd is here favoring Valle.
Valle making a good effort here to stay and keep it at center ring. This is where he needs to be to have the better advantages over Sosa.
Yeah, he spent the majority of the last round with his back on the ropes. It's not where he wants to be. It's not where his coach Mark Ferre wants him to be. This middle distance, when he's able to throw punches like this, that's where he gets the most leverage on his shots, and also he's able to be the most busy.
Tonight, champ, is Valle learning a psychological lesson. You're not always going to be the bully. You're going to have to use other skills. You can't always, you're big for the weight class. Not going to push everybody around. Sosa hasn't been pushed around.
Yeah, I mean, as you get up in class, you know, guys get bigger. I always say the elite guys in every weight class are big. So, you know, you're not going to be able to just push everybody around. And this is, like I said earlier, this is chess, not checkers.
Yeah, you need to lift different dimensions to your game as you work your way up the ladder.
And Paulie, just as you say that, this is the range that you said Sosa's been doing damage. He's been the one pushing Valle around here.
It's the kitchen that Sosa wants to be in, right? I mean, at his best work, he's kind of rough around the edges. From the outside, he doesn't get as much work done. You know, Valle's got a nice jab when he does use it. But at close range, you know, it's Sosa's effort that can make a big difference. He can throw those hands, and he can move that head on the inside and create those other openings and have Valle missing at close range.
From Tijuana, Mexico, fighting like the Tijuana fighter. Right in the chest of his opponent, short punches. Oh, beautiful uppercut.
Yeah, I mean, his ability on the inside, his understanding of infighting is just at a different level than Marcus's is. And Sosa's not a big puncher. You can see he's very workmanlike in the way that he lets his punches go. He doesn't load up too much, but he stays very consistent and active.
He doesn't put a lot behind any one punch, but guess what? I can throw a lot of them.
Yeah, and they back Marcus up to the ropes, which again, optically, is big for the judges.
Good round for Sosa. But Valle finishing with a flurry at the end of round 8.
Kid. Breathe, just breathe. Put your legs out, man. Breathe. Put your legs out. Breathe, good job. Let's go. Let's go, kid. We're losing.
The corner just said it, gentlemen. You are losing. Marcus Valle undefeated 10-0. Just heard from his corner. You're losing. Step it up.
Y en cada levantón, levántate con un pito gancho. Con la mano arriba, cuando te va a agarrar él. En cada levantón, y paz. Y paz. Vamos.
Manos arriba. We all know what that means.
Manos arriba means hands up.
Yeah, keep those hands up. But he's been using them, and to great effect as we begin round number 9. Action-packed fight. Damian Sosa in the Tres Colores on the black trunks. His opponent, Marcus Valle from Puerto Rico. Local boy from Tampa. Puerto Rican and American flags on his trunk. You know, that's special. Oh, it's been a special fight tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah, high-octane fight. Both these guys are in fantastic shape. Both have an intense will to win tonight. And like you said last round, champ, even, you know, hearing from Valle's corner, you're behind, which I agree, Sosa's not going to let up the gas pedal either.
Yeah,
he's in Valle's hometown. You've got to take it.
Yeah, and remember, these are rounds Valle has never seen, so he's got to really dig deep here. This is gut check time for the young prospect.
And we spoke about that from the top. Rounds he's never seen, the longest distance he's ever gone, toughest opponent he's ever fought, highest level of experience in opponent. A lot of factors.
Yeah, remember, he's been a real pace guy early in his career, but again, when it's 10 rounds, that pace stuff, you know, it works a little bit differently.
But Paulie, that's the question. I mean, he always talks about his conditioning. I believe I can do it. Can you really believe leave if you've never done it? Is there always that seed of doubt in your mind about how hard it's going to be?
I tell you, when you're undefeated, you're always going to have that confidence. But again, you're training and being in the gym, it builds that confidence. But of course, getting the experience becomes the most important factor.
Yeah, but also if you're a fighter, you got to be a little delusional. It takes a little bit of delusion.
Yeah,
it takes a little delusion.
We're all delusional in boxing.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Excellent point, gentlemen.
There's some swelling on the side of the face of Valle as well. I think it's on the left side of his face as well.
Oh,
big left hook there from Sosa on the inside.
Oh, good job cutting off the ring from Sosa. And that's what I mean by creating openings, creating the punches. Sosa allowed Valle to circle out and threw the left hook in anticipation to where he was going to be. Oh, man, big exchanges here.
We talk about the lessons for Valle in this fight. It has been a master's class on inside fighting, taught by Damian Sosa so far.
And guys, you're starting to see the work of Sosa on the face of Valle. Valle being a guy who defensively has been pretty porous, but he's never fought in 10 rounds. Your face breaks down round after round. Longer fights, you cannot be taking so much damage.
He had success first half of the fight.
And around you would think Valle needed. It's been Sosa's been really, really pushing it, guys.
Yeah, he's turned up the output the last 3 rounds.
Exactly. That medium range that was so effective, let's say rounds 1 through 6, it hasn't been there the last couple rounds. This has been inside the whole time.
And again, the experience. I mean, he's in a place where he's never been before. He's never been behind in a fight, never been in round 9 of a fight, and now he's in both.
And this is where Damian Sosa lives.
And also, I've been talking about Marcus Valle's granite chin, but listen, those punches add up.
Good right hand.
Beautiful right hand.
Speaking of adding up, that was a good right hand from Valle. But again, no follow-up. He went back, and it was Sosa who returns with the constant pressure.
And that's the thing about these exchanges. Valle tends to land the bigger, cleaner, more eye-catching shots, but it's the consistency and the volume from Sosa.
Yeah.
We're losing. Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
3 minutes. That's wrong, every punch at the back.
There's no tomorrow.
Chin down, bite
There's no tomorrow, man. This is it. This is your dream. This dude take it. This dude got a loss. We don't need him. Let's go to work. This dude, you lay everything on the line right now.
Vamos. Hey. No te vas a entregar, güey. Hey. No hagas errores, cabrón. Vamos.
Can't say it more succinctly than that. Sosa's corner saying no mistakes in this round. They can't afford a knockdown or a knockout.
He just got back put on his heels by a left hook from Valle.
Valle's corner saying you're behind. You need to finish now. Give everything you've got. Now right in front of us, Sosa is just thundering away at the ribs.
Yeah, both these guys understand the fight's in the balance.
Mouthpiece out again. Oh, man.
That was dangerous, gentlemen. Sosa put his head down.
4th time. And I tell you what, this is one of those places you're lucky you're in your hometown, because that would have probably been a point anywhere else. 4th time. And Valle really can't afford to lose that point. No. So big for him to not lose it, but he probably needs this round big at the very least. And maybe even needs at least a knockdown.
If he would have lost a point there, that would be a nail in the coffin on my scorecard. Oh, good body shot from Valle. Again, though, too tall along the ropes, not getting the leverage on those shots you normally see.
Yeah, if you're going to be that tall, you can't be that square on the ropes, man, and he's doing both.
You're just tuning in now. This has been the story of the fight. Damian Sosa from Mexico in the chest of Marcus Valle from here in Tampa, proud Puerto Rican.
Both guys cracking each other good here. Both guys getting their shots in there. By Valle trying to get to the body.
Good body shots from Valle. You saw the foot of Sosa come off the ground from one of those body shots. He's hurt. Sosa's hurt to the body.
This crowd is erupting. They sense exactly what you said, champ.
Sosa's hurt to the body.
Yep. He's coming forward, though, man. Heart of a lion.
Again, it's that positioning. He stays low. He's hard to back up. Blood from the mouth of Sosa. Oh, big right hand from Sosa over top. Another good body shot from Valle in the inside.
You would have liked to see this earlier from Valle, probably.
Valle's corner said it's slipping away. Oh, and Valle keep his undefeated record, currently 10-0. Damian Sosa inside, trying to get it done up close, but Valle landing some big punches.
Yeah, Valle fighting pretty good off the ropes here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Sosa is gritty, man. Tijuana tough.
Sosa going right back to work.
Listen, man, I know we talked about Valle in terms of his conditioning and his pace. He's in very good condition. It's been a very busy fight. He's coming on real strong in this 10th round.
Yeah, even when it's back to the ropes, this is the best work he's done alone. Big right hand there from Sosa. Best work Valle's done off the ropes tonight. He has been largely ineffective when he's fought off the ropes, but this round he's been able to get some good shots off. And nonetheless, it's Sosa continuing to stay in his face and lands a good hook there.
Sosa's got a great chin, man. He's going to hit me some big shots here.
Waning seconds of the 10th and final round. It's been a banger. Marcus Valle, Damian Sosa, no surprise. Mexico versus Puerto Rico swinging to the bell.
What a fight.
ProBox TV, baby. It's good fighters and great fights.
What a fight.
Making a highlight from anywhere in this fight.
That whole round was a highlight.
A good right hand there.
Big right hand.
And that last round, and Sosa jumps right back and he said, yeah, I got something for you. Valle dug well to the body that round. You would have liked to see more of that body work when he was on the ropes in the previous rounds.
And we had mentioned that early on. There's not a lot of body work coming from Valle in the beginning of the fight, but there was a ton at the end. Sosa in dog shape. He really in great condition as well.
No fear, no hesitation. Didn't care about the size and advantage of Valle.
I'll tell you what, regardless of the result, Valle shows he can go 10 rounds. This is a very torrid pace. Yes. Not all 10 rounds are the same. This is a very torrid, fast-paced 10 rounds. So if you win these 10 rounds, win or lose, he's showing he can go 10 rounds.
Gentlemen, rounds are not created equal. And this was 10 rounds of nonstop action, right?
I like that. Rounds are not created equal.
Hell no. That's one of those things where you see, oh, significant punches. I'm like, dude, significant punches aren't all the same.
Yeah.
Same thing for rounds and minutes in the fight. You know what job I don't want is being a judge for this one. I believe Damian Sosa couldn't have done a whole lot more in that fight.
Very consistent work throughout. Great head movement, good ring generalship. Let those hands go. But I mean, Valle, man, big punches, was having an effect, landed those big shots. But for me, Sosa, with the consistency each and every round and his ability to build and create openings, I think was the difference.
Yeah, and it's Sosa who brought the fight every single round. Valle landed some sharp shots. Sosa with the effort, keeping it a physical fight. Little right hand there in round 3, and the fight just never slowed.
No, incredible pace from both these guys. So competitive, back and forth action throughout. You hit me, I come right back, I hit you.
Two-way action. I mean, the referee would have to be worried stepping in between them at the bell a lot of times. They were punching all the way to the bell in many rounds. See the work off the ropes by Valle, but standing up a little too high. You see how Sosa would take advantage of it. Valle would try to get to the body at times.
Yeah, Sosa, I don't think single shots could go punch for punch with Valle, but he used volume to combat the power and the big counter punches from Valle. Oof, good right hand there from Valle. And that's what I mean, those big eye-catching shots that Valle was able to land round after round. But then Sosa always came back, always putting pressure, always letting those hands go.
It became a real battle of attrition, especially in round 10.
Yeah.
What a fight.
You know, and neither man was broken tonight. It was hard. They didn't separate in terms of being competitive with each other. It wasn't like, all right, this guy's got it tonight. They were both going to the final bell.
Damian Sosa on one knee. Valle's corner said, "You're behind." Were they right? That's the huge question. Jim Sorensen, end the suspense now.
Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of this fight? What a battle. We go to the judges' scorecards. Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Alexander Levin scores this bout 96-94 in favor of Damian Sosa. Judge Shami Shipman scores this bout 98-92 in favor of Marcus Valle. And Judge Dennis Daban scores this bout 97-93 in favor of your winner by split decision, Damian Sosa!
randomness of judging.
I saw your eye roll.
No, because you got one guy who gives it 98-92 to one guy, and another guy giving it 97-93 to another guy. Listen, it was competitive, but there's nobody who won 8 rounds in this fight. Neither of these two guys won 8 rounds in this fight. You know what I mean? Like that's when it gets ridiculous. You gotta call it out every single time. And no matter how many times you call it out, there's always somebody there, at least one guy there doing it. No matter on every network, it's not just here. I mean, come on, man. It's great action. The fans are doing a great fight here at ProBox TV. We specialize in giving you these kind of fights. If you're not new to the network, you know this is all the time. Man, with these judges, it's crazy, man. But I feel like probably Sosa edged it out. I wouldn't have had a problem either way if the fight was scored close. I don't like these scorecards, though, man. You can't have a guy like that judging this kind of fight.
I completely agree with you, but Chris, did the right guy win? All right, at the end of the day, we could say I thought Sosa did edge it by a round or two. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 96-94, I like. I could see that in either direction. And
I could even see a draw.
I almost thought that the third judge could have been a draw, and then we were going to have a draw. But I mean, 98-92 is absolutely absurd. But listen, this was a great fight. 96-94. 95-95, because we mentioned it throughout. You've got the consistency, the volume punching from Sosa, but you had those big eye-catching shots. And from what I saw, I thought Valle was able to hurt Sosa a few times in there. He just masked it really well because of his body positioning and how tough and great
and also he's coming forward. The optics of the fight. Yes. Sosa came forward a lot, had Valle on the ropes for big parts of the rounds, and that also affects judges, which is why Shipman is just a hometown guy. Because if anything, the optics are still in the favor of. If anything, you can give Sosa the benefit of the doubt to win rounds. He may not have won based on the optics. And sometimes I give judges the benefit of the doubt because, okay, maybe they just like the pressure. But, you know, Valle spent a lot of time on the rope, so you have to give Valle the rounds based on what he's landing and what he's doing. And there was too much inactivity to win 8 rounds.
And also that just speaks to the experience of Sosa, his ability to put the fight where he wanted to be.
Where the judges know the optics favor him.
Yep, understanding the optics of scoring.
This is exactly the kind of fight, however, that will take Marcus Valle to that next level. Great experience. It's a level that Ramon Cardenas is already on, fighting in our main event tonight. He is with our own Beatrice Callis.
Estamos con uno de los boxeadores del evento estelar de esta noche. We're with one of the fighters of the main event of the evening, Ramon Dinamita Cárdenas. ¿Qué se siente estar bajo la tutela de Joel Díaz? How do you feel about having a coach like Joel Díaz?
Pues me siento muy bien, me siento como, pues tengo un profe muy inteligente y pues yo sé con él puedo llegar a ser campeón del mundo. I feel real good with him. I feel real confident that I know that he's been where I want to go, and you got to follow the people that's been there, you know. So I'm happy.
Está rankeado como uno de los números 4, top 10 en la AMB. O sea, si ganas este duelo, estarías acercándote potencialmente a ir por un título mundial. You'll be potentially getting closer to a world title. ¿Qué se siente estar a este punto de tu carrera y con quién te gustaría pelear? How do you feel about being in this point of your career, and with who would you like to fight for a world title?
Pues me siento muy bien, muy contento, en verdad. Pues el camino ha sido largo en mi carrera, pero pues pelear pues con el que sea. Ahorita estamos enfocados en la pelea que sigue y hay que ganar y luego ya podemos, call out somebody else.
Who would you like to fight?
El que sea.
Anyone. Wow. So good luck. We're back to the ring.
Unbelievable fight. I mean, it wasn't just, the scorecard's a little off. The right guy won, but man, the action in that fight, neither guy backed up for a second.
And this is a ProBox TV special. Like I said, if you're not new to ProBox TV, you know this is the regular thing. And if you are new to ProBox TV, we'll get used to it. Tune into us every 2 weeks. This is what we give you. And also, we like to talk a lot about the time, there's not really an A and B side. You see, we give you the odds before every fight, but as you can see, the plus 240 underdog just won the decision there in that last fight. So no matter what, our fighters are evenly matched constantly, and that's why what we pride ourselves in most, giving the best entertainment for our fans that tune in and also come in live to the event center.
So Marcus Valle takes the first loss of his career, but he will come back stronger. He got a master's class, but there is more to come. Our main event still to come here on ProBox TV. Don't go anywhere.
Wednesday night fights on ProBox TV.
evenly matched fights, 50-50. If you're looking for competitive matchups, every other Wednesday night fights on ProBox TV.
Join Chris, Paulie, and myself ringside every other Wednesday on ProBox TV.
Dynamite action on Wednesday night fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel, ProBox TV.
On the next Wednesday night fights, May 8th, the UK's Robbie Davies Jr. takes on former IBF world champ Sergey Lipinets. And in the co-main, the undefeated Katsuma Akitsugi steps into the ring to face Geraldo Rigondao Valdez of the Dominican Republic.
Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at ProboxTV.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday night fights.
Welcome back inside ProBox TV Event Center. We are, of course, ringside. Jimmy Smith alongside Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. Look, Marcus Valle taking the first loss of his career. Is this the exact kind of fight that'll make him better?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, the valuable knowledge that he learned in those 10 rounds with a fighter of that caliber is only going to help him. And he showed a lot of improvements, I thought. He picked his punches really well. He's made some things that need to be adjusted. I think they're going to look back at that fight and think, man, I got to get off those ropes.
Now, when it comes to Sosa and his ability, anything that surprised you there? His ability, can he keep the pace the whole time? 10 rounds. Paulie, did that surprise you? His pace was up here.
No, yeah, I think I never expected him to be the guy who was going to outskill Valle. I thought if he was going to do it and do the job, it was going to be in a Mexican style, like basically bring that effort, bring that pace, try to get to the body, and he was basically punching anywhere he could. He really fought with a high pace and tried to use the game plan. Hey, this guy's never been this many rounds. If I can take him to that many rounds at a pace he's uncomfortable with, I can maybe win this fight. And which is risky because Valle prides himself on fighting at a fast pace, but he'd never been those 10 rounds.
Look, Chris Algieri sitting here with his iced coffee. I'm a little surprised that he's not full from everything he went through this week after a huge upset. Check it out for yourself.
Yes, he's very quick. Yes, he's very smart. Yes, he boxes well, but in terms of physical gifts, Ryan is the most physically talented guy, and he showed that again. He didn't have to be disciplined to win the fight because he's that talented. And that's what it is. And for that moment, I gotta try this new.
New cereal. We've been snacking on it, Ryan.
This new thing called Crow. Apparently, there's a new and improved formula, so we're gonna be eating some Crow today on today's show. Not taking anything away from what we said before. Again, like Ryan, like the champ said, from everything that was being shown to us,
Ryan
was going to win. Ryan was not going to win the fight. But hey, bud, you won. Congratulations. We're eating some Crow.
All right, number one, no milk. Weird. Number two, George didn't eat any crow. You guys wolfed it down. You took your medicine.
Oh, he took some crow too.
Oh, off camera.
George had some crow.
Okay.
Yeah, we were eating crow all day. Trust me, all week.
Everybody's been letting us have it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Right, but in that vein, eating crow upsets. We talked before the night kicked off. Ramon Cardenas, all the momentum on his side right now in the WBA. He is ranked 4th in the weight class. I mean, everything's going his way. Right? Nothing could go wrong, right, guys? There are no upsets in boxing.
Man, if you got two guys that getting in that ring, anything can happen, and that's what boxing is showing us. There's two grown men in there. Who's having a better night? The determination, a lot of factors. Upsets happen.
And guys, look where we are. We're on ProBox TV. Yeah. We don't have B-sides here.
The plus money guy just won the last fight.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Action fights, and the question here is, can the momentum continue for Ramon Cardenas? What are the betting odds? Wow, minus 1,800 for Ramon Cardenas against Eduardo Ramirez. Eduardo Ramirez, though, has not gone the distance in 3 years. He is an incredible finisher. Cardenas going to have to keep those hands up tonight. The tail of the tape. Both fighters 28 years old. Slight height advantage for Eduardo Ramirez. The weight the same, the weight in the same. An inch reach advantage. Will that be a factor in this fight? Right now, looks like everything that will be the difference here is not on the tail of the tape. Jim Sorensen, get us started in our main event of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, our main event of the evening. That's right, this title fight is scheduled for 10 rounds in the super bantamweight division, and the winner will be awarded the WBA Continental Latin America Super Bantamweight title. Your judges, Efren LeBron, Alexander Levin, and Dennis DeBon. And the third man in the ring is your referee, Frank Santor Jr. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears the black and white trunks. He weighed in at 121.2 pounds. His record, 22 wins, just 2 losses, 3 draws with 16 big wins by knockouts. De Las Vegas, Nevada, por medio de Guaymas, Sonora, México. Todos bienvenidos, Eduardo Ramirez. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He wears the yellow trunks. He weighed in at 121.2 pounds. His record, 24 wins, just 1 loss with 13 big wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the WBC ProBox champion from San Antonio, Texas, Ramon Dinamita Cardenas.
All right, guys, your trunks are where they're supposed to be. Just keep your blows here or above. We're going over all the rules. Questions? Good luck, fellas.
And our main event, ready to get underway. Ramon Cardenas. His corner now in the yellow trunks. His opponent, Eduardo Ramirez, 22-2-3. We're set to go. Round number 1 underway.
Ramirez, tall for the weight, 2 inches taller than Cardenas, but I had said from the open, he doesn't really use that height. He likes to bang, he likes to trade.
Yeah, he's looking to throw those big shots right away here. And you remember, for Cardenas, he's a calculated guy. You know, he'll be patient, he'll pick his shots, but when he finally starts to get his range, he lets them go, as we saw in the last fight.
And makes him count, too.
Yeah, against Israel Picasso, broke his jaw in a very competitive back-and-forth fight. Showed heavy-handedness, but also some guts. He had big punches in that fight.
Yeah. Picasso came out very, very strong, was ripping body shots and head shots and hooks all night long. But Cardenas, like you said, very, very poised, stayed under control, picked his spots, and did the damage.
And Ramirez in the black and white, in the 2 knockout losses he's had, they were in the first 3 rounds. When he gets hurt, it tends to be early.
Yeah, that first knockout loss was very early in his career to an unheralded opponent, and then the last one was to Nick Ball, which, from what I understand, was a short notice fight at a weight class above. So, and he landed some good shots in that opening round, even though he got dropped 3 times. You know, I mean, he got caught.
Not just short notice, 5 days notice.
Yeah, see?
Let's talk about being ready to go. And Ball, prepare for this one.
And Ball's not a guy who's easy to deal with, let alone in 5 days notice. Ball about to challenge for a world title soon.
Cardenas, that is his ambition. So they want to be best in the world right now. 24-1, momentum all on his side.
Good entry a few seconds ago from Ramirez, followed with the right hand, double jab right hand.
Very sharp, chopping right hand.
Both guys just trying to see the range they're going to fight at.
Yeah, these guys are sharp.
And establish it here in round 1. So rebuild first round.
After the war we had in the last fight, 2 guys actually setting one another up. It's been really, really rare tonight. 2 fights that just started off in round number 1, brawling on the inside.
Yeah, those first 2 10-rounders were all action affairs from the very opening bell. These guys, much more tactical, much higher level stuff. High boxing IQ being shown here in round 1.
Yeah,
looking for chess. Yeah, these gentlemen setting up the pieces.
Yeah, looking for timing shots and setting up distances. And I see those subtle feints in there as well. Level change there from Cardenas. Throws that jab, throwaway jab up top to set up the right hand to the body.
It's his last time out against in the Picasso fight. It was it was Cardenas who said, you know, working with Joel Diaz made me confident. Doesn't matter what happens in the fight, I am ready for it because of my training and preparation.
Time.
Mira, está queriendo sacarle por atrás, ¿ok? Esperando que venga por frente, ¿entiendes? Invítalo. In order for him to lean forward, you have to go to the body, and then he's gonna be leaning forward, and then you can catch him. You can see his punches coming. You can counter him all night if you want, but remember, you have to cut the ring. Don't go with his motion, okay? If he's moving, you cut the ring in front of him, okay? And I don't want you to be too relaxed, okay? I don't want you to be too fucking relaxed. ¿Entendido?
Pero no necesitamos recibir tantos golpes. Golpes tan grandes. Necesito que sueltes golpes.
A little cut on the eye of
Ramirez. It's not a great spot above the eyelid.
Cut early. We're just beginning round number 2. Ramon Cardenas in the yellow trunks taking on Eduardo Ramirez in the black and white. Joel Diaz saying in the corner, you can counter, you can do whatever you want. You could see his punches coming, filling his guy with confidence.
See Cardenas with those eyes, man. He's got them wide open, looking for everything. Looking at the footwork, the head movement, the shoulders. Got those eyes open, ready with the vision.
Neither fighter committed very much in round number 1, feeling one another out.
Good jabs here early on from Cardenas.
By the way, if you hear any screams from the audience, if Ramirez lands a punch, his entire family driving up from Sonora, 30 hours to be here. Packed in a car, all drove out to watch him fight.
Man, that's so awesome, that support.
Yeah, all the way from Sonora, Mexico, right?
Unbelievable. So we drove up in a Mexican Kia all the way up here.
Good defense, a short there from Cardenas.
Really, really nice, clean, subtle defense.
Yeah, very calm. Clean, no marks.
Cardenas, the reason he's here and the reason he's had the success, a very complete fighter. Not a lot of gaps in his game. Sharp puncher, good defense, excellent footwork.
Now, and one thing about the footwork of Cardenas, he's very, very subtly inching his way into his range. Now, he's got a guy in front of him who's taller, a little longer, but he plays that critical distance. He closes the distance very, very smartly.
Previous fights, Eduardo Ramirez has kind of made it a brawl. He's worked the body well. He does throw good combination when he gets rolling, but Cardenas hasn't allowed that to happen. He's been able to stop the rhythm so far of Ramirez.
And Ramirez himself has been a bit rhythmic. He's been trying to feint his way in and trying to see the level changes, feint there again.
Nice hard feint.
You know, he's trying to fight a tactical fight against Cardenas. I don't know if that's the best way to go. Is here he opens up some shots and lands a little bit of a hook.
Cardenas in that exchange, his right hand glued to his chin, answering the phone. No gap there for Ramirez.
You saw the attempted counter right hand over the top of the jab with Cardenas. You see it again there. That one partially landed actually in the second one.
Yeah, that was good. He changed the height of it. He went up top with it, came a little short, and then went down to the body with it, landed on the chest. And listen, Ramirez is looking really sharp right now.
Yeah, both guys really tactical.
Yeah, setting things up. I'm impressed with Ramirez. I mean, I've seen him in past fights be very, very aggressive and kind of throw his boxing skills out the window. But tonight, he's got him on full display.
Good right hand from Cardenas, but so far it's been a battle of technicians. We end round number 2. Now both guys kind of showing not their entire offense yet, but showing how they're setting up their shots. You know, you said it, Chris, it's about the range and who dictates the range. And right now, it's not quite settled.
No, not at all. It's still very competitive in terms of, even in terms of their footwork and their range and fighting at what distance that each other's want. This is tit for tat at this point.
Yeah, they're gonna try to still get it figured out. You know, who's gonna create those openings? Nobody's really confident yet in opening up completely because the openings have not been created consistently enough.
coaches in the world. Cardenas says, that gives me all the confidence in the world that I can be a great fighter. He's in my corner as we start round at number 3. He also said, he goes, I don't like a coach that listens to me. I want a coach that'll challenge me and bully me. And he goes, Yoel Diaz, he's that guy. He'll tell you what to do.
Both guys learn to open up with the bigger shots here in round 3.
Trading hooks in the center of the ring. Now open up this round, Cardenas landed a nice hard jab, stiff, and then immediately Ramirez came back with a good right hand upstairs himself. I like that stab jab from Ramirez. That's something that he came out with early in round 1. Got away from it a little bit the last round, but good to be bringing that back.
Yeah, and that stab jab also allows him to fake with it because it's effective counter there from Ramirez. He's able to be effective with it, so at times when he does that level change feint, you can get Cardenas to buy it because he thinks it's going to be that stab jab.
Cardenas has been quick with the jab from the beginning as well. It's been accurate, right? And just like that, it's quick. It's very hard to read so far for Ramirez.
Yeah, no fat on that punch. There's any wasted movement on his jab. He just gets to the target. There you saw the physical strength of Ramirez. Nice stab jab once again. Oh, beautiful right hand from Ramirez over the top. Catches Cardenas. Oh, another one.
Best punches so far of the fight.
And Cardenas rolled with that right hand, but still partially landed. And that one did he roll with. And a good hook there from Ramirez.
You know, champ, you know what set that up was those stab jabs. He's changing levels really nice. He's got Cardenas thinking that the jab is coming low to the heart, and then he comes with that right hand over the top. There it is again. And that one missed.
Yeah, that one missed, but he's thinking. He's thinking.
Looks like Eduardo Ramirez found a little bit of a hole in the game of Cardenas. Vulnerability to that right hand. We've seen it all night tonight, gentlemen, about who makes adjustments. Not where you start, but where you finish.
Nice jab there from Cardenas.
Return jab there from Ramirez. And a back one for Cardenas and one for Ramirez. Now they're in a little bit of a jab. Oh! Just missed the right hand from Cardenas.
Oh, good right hand. Ramirez found something, gentlemen. He's landing that right hand.
Join us May 8th, Robbie Davis Jr. It's going to be in the ring here at ProBox TV as they are heating up in round number 3.
Guys, Ramirez, he's got 16 KOs in his 22 wins. That's a very good knockout percentage.
Hey, man, we got another tight one, guys.
Is it too late for you to bet? Is it too late to get to the window?
I mean,
minus 1,800?
Bro, you see the ProBox TV odds? That's what I'm saying. Even the odds makers can't figure out the odds for these fights, man. We make them very, very competitive.
Incredibly competitive, exciting. Been the theme tonight, and the main event absolutely no different. Strong words from Yoel Diaz for his fighter. He was upset about the performance in round number 3, and here's why.
Yeah, I mean, Ramirez really found that right hand. He's been setting it up beautifully. Very, very smart stuff. There was a nice left hand upstairs, but there's that right hand over the top that he was really looking for.
Nice little slip of the right hand from Cardenas there, and comes back with his own right hand. And there's a good one there. Really sharp little defensive movement, subtle moves, good technical fight. Cardenas is also fighting technical, but it seems like Ramirez is just a little sharper thus far.
Yeah, high-level stuff here, man. Really, really impressive.
Good adjustments from Eduardo Ramirez. That's round number 3. Yeah?
That's the thing. Once you start looking at records and you got guys around that 25 fight mark, you really see a step up in class. You got 25 pro fights, you know your way around the ring.
Yoel Ramirez telling Cardenas, hey, quit screwing around. I believe you're taking this guy too lightly. You're not firing back. You're not counterpunching. Could we see more of that in round number 4?
Sharp jabs there from Ramirez. That's the thing. Ramirez is not the kind of guy, the way he's fighting, that you're just going to walk up to him and make him submit. Good counter right hand from Cardenas. You're going to have to technically get to him. You can't just walk up to him, otherwise he's going to catch you with shots. It's not a matter of, okay, hey, I'm behind. Let me go put some more effort here. You got to technically break Ramirez down, and right now Ramirez technically has shown just a bit of superiority in the fight.
Remember last time out against Picasso, there was a back and forth few rounds. I mean, it was a tough start.
Yeah, but in the Picasso fight, it was different. It seemed like Cardenas was just hanging back, letting him punch himself out a little bit. And he even said that when we did an interview with Cardenas last week. He said, yeah, he knew he was going to get tired, and once he did, he was able to pick up. This is different. This is tactfully, strategically tight.
And you see what Ramirez has found. It's that body shot with the left hand that sets up the right hand over the top.
And he's building on everything. That's really what's impressive with Ramirez. He found something early. He found that. Oh, big right hand from Ramon.
That's a good right hand from Cardenas. I don't know if
that stunned.
Ramirez may have felt that shot.
Yeah, that stunned him. Oh, comes back. Ramirez comes right back with a right hand of his own. Ramirez does a really nice job of shooting that right hand right across the shoulders. Perfect height, lands on the chin, not super hard. He's just trying to get there, and he's finding home for it. So level changes here.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that, Champ. Level changing on the rope.
Good body shot.
And then he's trying to get his way back in here.
My coach used to always call it the high percentage shot. That right hand down low because you don't know where to go. You have nowhere to go because the ropes are behind you.
See the redness on the ribs on the left side. Eduardo Ramirez from those body shots.
See, this is about the time in the last fight where Cardenas with Picasso started to pick it up. Oh, big left hand upstairs from Ramirez.
Joel Diaz wanted tactical adjustments in between rounds. We're seeing them now in round number 4. Cardenas starting to land with authority.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think for one punch power, I think Cardenas probably hits harder, but Ramirez is very sharp tonight, setting up beautiful punches. He's not getting too greedy with them either.
Stop, break, step back, time.
Cardenas doing better, finding a home for the right hand, making the adjustments that Diaz was asking for.
That was that big right hand from Cardenas that seemed to have stunned Ramirez for a moment.
Now, May 8th, join us again, Robbie Davies Jr. versus Sergey Lipinets. That's right, 23-4 versus 17-3-1. 10 rounds in the super lightweight division. I'm telling you here, ProboxTV tonight has been the example. They have been absolutely unbelievable.
That's a really good fight, Jimmy. That's a really good fight. Because Lipinets is a former world champion. That's guys. That's a big deal.
This main event, tactical so far, a little bit of the chess match.
Starting to pick up though. That last round, it was a lot more action. These guys are actually landing some leather in the last round after a chess battle the first couple rounds.
You got to start exchanging pieces at some point, and right now, Cardenas ready to do that, stepping in. But it's almost like Eduardo Ramirez has made him do that. He's like, I mean, I'm not going to let you sit back. I'm going to make the adjustments and throw the right hand.
Honestly,
made Cardenas fight.
I mean, Ramirez is surprising me. I didn't realize that he had this kind of boxing ability, and I think it might have caught Team Cardenas as well. Cardenas as well as being a little bit
push your head down.
Surprising at how good he is, or how tactical he is, I should say.
Yeah, a game plan that's really not expected from Ramirez, right? If you've seen his other fights.
Right.
Maybe even throw up Cardenas early in the fight, and maybe he may just take him a few rounds to figure it out. Maybe it's not what he expected to see either across the ring.
I would like to see that more from Cardenas, the jab.
Oh, that's been the money punch for Ramirez.
And the body.
Oh, body, head.
He mixes it well. He goes with the left hook to the head, to the body, and then he brings out the right hand to the head. And you see there, he actually mixed the right hand, a little short right hook and right uppercut, back to back. In that little exchange there.
Yeah, but Champ, you see what I said about him not being greedy? He's not spending too much time in front of Cardenas. When he gets off, he gets out, gets right back to the outside, lands another right hand.
He's in, he's out. He has a game plan.
He's been right over the shoulder roll defense.
And when Cardenas gets close, you see what he does, constantly changes levels so that he throws off Cardenas' ability to hone in on the target.
You know who I hope is watching this fight? Marcus Valle.
Yeah.
Because that would have really helped him in the fight earlier tonight on those ropes, changing levels, staying low. Nice uppercut. Cardenas has a very good uppercut.
That's what UL Diaz has implored him to do. Opening round is slip and rip, counter punch when you have to.
And that's what I said last round. I believe the bigger puncher is Cardenas, and then you saw that big uppercut and the big left hook as they traded.
Step back.
But what's interesting in this fight is neither fighter has really been able to exert physical pressure, right? Nobody's getting pushed around. It's been a medium. Oh! Big left hand from Cardenas.
Comes right back.
Back comes Ramirez, but that left hand, left hook set up by Cardenas with a right hand to the body. Again, another level change. Both of these guys using good level change setups to set up the headshots. Cardenas threw that right hand to the stomach and then brought up the left hook to the head.
That stunned Ramirez, but he came right back.
And you saw Ramirez do the same thing. He dropped low and then throws the left hook to the head.
Setting traps. See, that's and even though he's been consistently dropping levels when he gets to the ropes, but every time he doesn't, Cardenas makes him pay for it.
Stop. Don't push his head down.
Contéstame. Entonces, vamos. Lo lastimas y no lo seguimos. Lo lastimas y no lo seguimos. Hay que tirar más golpes. No te quiero en las cuerdas. Coreano, entiéndelo, por favor. I need fucking volume. Understand? Let's go. Vamos, cabrón. Hey, este gordo se está elevando. I know you heard him. But you gotta fucking execute him a little more.
Vamos, cabrón. From both corners. Sound advice.
Yeah. There's that double right hand there from Ramirez. The right hook and then a right uppercut. Beautifully done there. Creative shot. Nice punch there from Cardenas as well. Good round from both guys.
There was that
big hook set up again from the down low with the right hand and then up top with the left hook. So I heard Ramirez corner tell him in Spanish, dude, you're hurting him, but you're not following up. You gotta follow him up. And you gotta get after him when you're landing these shots. I don't know if he's exactly hurting Cardenas, but he probably could follow up a little bit to prevent Cardenas from getting too aggressive.
But Paul, you guys talked about the patience, right? That he doesn't stay in front of him. Should he stay in front of him a little bit longer?
Well, you gotta build up to it too. Your patient approach is fine. You land and you're taking away. You land and taking away. But as you see, you can land more consistently. You want to maybe follow it up with another combination after that, try to establish that command.
I don't know if I agree with that. The corner. I think that he's doing a good job at the game.
I don't think he's hurting.
No, I don't think he's hurting. One, I don't think he's hurting. Two, I think that not being greedy has been good for him. He goes to the outside and sets up traps. I think he just needs to be more careful when he's got his back against the ropes. That's the only time he's really getting hit.
Do you think him not being greedy, though, is causing Cardenas to get a little bit more aggressive?
I don't know, because I think in exchanges, I believe Cardenas has the better punch. And I think he's going to be able to take advantage if they do get to trading. I think it's been the boxing skills, or maybe the surprise boxing skills of Ramirez that has been winning the day in the exchanges that he has been successful.
It's tactical conversations over the fight, man. You know, it's the things you got to decide on. It's the little strategic things, man.
Eduardo Ramirez, if you walked in here and said, what kind of fight is this going to be in the main event? I said, oh, more of a brawling tactic from Eduardo Ramirez, and Cardenas, more the boxer with a good sharp right hand, but good boxing so far from Ramirez. It surprised us, everyone.
Yeah. Good sharp boxing from both. I mean, it's a very, very tactical battle so far.
Ramirez trying to make a bigger effort to get on the front foot here. Maybe the last round and a half.
Good left hook.
You can see,
stop. Wait. Keep your
effort. I don't know if I said Ramirez.
No, step back. Move
making a concerted effort the last round and a half to get on that front foot and push back Ramirez a little bit. Oh, just missed a whizzing head. That's that jawbreaker that he had last fight.
As Picasso broke his jaw, unbelievable power.
Cardenas has a great left hook, man. That thing's whizzing.
Yeah. He throws it out of nowhere, too, because he hadn't shown it, you know, and then all of a sudden he'll whip it in there.
Yeah.
He did that with Picasso, too. He really hadn't shown it, and then he just whipped out of nowhere.
He didn't show much early, and he was really biding his time and really picked his spots. I think he tried to do the same thing here today with Ramirez. Ramirez is just too sharp.
Yeah, and I think the approach of Ramirez also may have surprised him. I mean, it surprised us for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adjustments that make champions, and right now Cardenas making some adjustments. He's a great jab.
Oh, I think he hurt
the
the
center. Good hook in between the shots there by Ramirez, but it's Cardenas who's getting off more numbers here.
Cardenas, again, I think he just has the harder shots, and he's having more of an effect on Ramirez, which is why I didn't agree with the corner of Ramirez. What was that great line you had the other day, Paulie? You know, we make predictions. We don't have crystal balls or something.
Yeah, we're not psychics. We're not psychics.
That's why they have the fights. They're all we predicted. Nobody watched.
Yeah, because to that point, I mean, from everything I watched leading up to this fight from Ramirez, I wasn't expecting him to be this tactical and strategic early on.
This shit, believe me. Hopefully you win. You win, we're gonna make a lot of changes with it. A lot of fucking changes with it. A lot. Because this is not gonna happen anymore. Okay? Because if you don't fucking win this fight, I'm telling you, I don't know where your career is going. Let's go.
Yikes. It's like the dad you were never good enough for. Basically.
But you know what?
He's not mincing words.
Diaz has some points there. You know, I mean, he's trying to motivate his charge. He sees the potential Cardenas has. The last couple of rounds, he stepped it up just a little bit, and he sees he's been building on that. So he wants him to press a little bit more. But it's also not a gimme, because Ramirez is tactically, he'll walk you into some traps if you get over aggressive without setting up properly.
And some harsh words from Yoel Diaz for his charge. Ramon Cardenas in the yellow and white. I'm sorry, in the yellow with the silver trim, taking on Ramirez in the black and white. For Eduardo Ramirez from Sonora, Mexico. His family came up, drove 30 hours to see him tonight. So far, boxing very, very well in this main event.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, I mean, both of these guys, the tactical brilliance that they've shown, both guys, in order to land the clean shot, good jab there from Ramirez. Both guys, in order to land the proper combination, they have to set it up top and down bottom, or down bottom and up high. You can't just throw it to the same place and land the shot when in this fight. I mean, that's how they are, how tactical they are and sharp they are defensively.
Would you agree, Champ, that we haven't seen that tide-turning shot yet? And each round has been, but you land some good ones, but the opponent comes right back for both men.
Right, we haven't seen that Dinamita left hook shot. He's throwing it, but he hasn't been able to land it in a way that gets Ramirez to back off. And to your point, Champion, these guys, to set up a shot, you've got to do this, you got to do that. But also at the same time, you've got to be worried about what's coming back at you, because these guys are so back and forth, so tit for tat. Good left hook there along the ropes with Cardenas and another right hand. Back comes Ramirez. You cannot rest on your laurels in this fight.
So far, Eduardo Ramirez doing a good job against that shoulder roll defense. That right hand has been over the top. Body to the head.
And Jimmy, man, you expertly set it up from the open of the show, talking about, you know, Cardenas and how everything he has laid on line. You know, what could go wrong? What could go wrong is Eduardo Ramirez can show up. This guy can fight.
Yes.
You can see whenever he goes to the ropes, Cardenas is looking for that big shot.
Gentlemen, there's a look we've seen in the eyes of a million fighters in a million different styles, and it's, why is this guy still here? Right? You go in the corner and go, man, I didn't think this guy would still be here.
Well, I think for Cardenas, he's looking at this like, I know why this guy's still here. Damn, he's good. Like this guy's really good.
Ramirez getting a little bit less active.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a better round, more consistent round.
It's brought some tight punches out of Ramon Cardenas. Doing some good combinations in this round in the final seconds.
Time.
You want to do this or not? It doesn't fucking look like it. You better wake your ass up and fucking go to work. You're not doing shit. Ramon, you're making a fucking easy fight a complicated fight because you're not fucking working. You tired? All that fucking work, what are you going? Back at home, what happened? I'm not tired. You're not fucking tired? Well, show me you're not tired. Pressure this fucking guy inside. Here, Round
eight, coming up.
Dude, come on, get to fucking work.
Round 8, guys. 8.
Apologize for the language from Yoel Diaz's corner. It's going off on him.
It gets intense when your career's on the line, you know. And then the way Yoel Diaz sees it, hey man, this is not. We didn't come here to lose.
Let's explain something really quick. People at home who don't understand that. He knows his fighter better than we do. Some guys need yelling and screaming and your dad and this, and some want tactical advice. Yoel Diaz is doing what he thinks will get his fighter to win. Let's make that abundantly clear.
I'm a little worried with Cardenas at this point. Like, I'm looking at his face, I'm looking at his body language. He's not looking like, all right, let's go. I need to pull this out of the fire. He looks worried. He looks like, oh, man, this is a lot harder than I expected it to be. Why am I not being able to do what I normally can do? I'm getting yelled at in the corner.
Don't grab his head. Don't grab his head.
My question as an outsider here ringside is he worrying about too much? You could still argue he's winning rounds. I mean,
no, absolutely. No, I mean, he still could be winning this fight. But I'm just saying, I'm not seeing that urgency on his face the way that Yoel Diaz is speaking in the corner on the face of Cardenas.
You know what it is, though, man? This is not the kind of fight where you can just go across the ring and hit the ground.
Right.
The other guy's good, and then both sides realize every single shot they land has to be properly set up, or they can walk into a counter shot. You know, so it's one of those fights when there's high skills involved. You can't just walk up to the guy and hit him, because if you approach it like that, you're going to walk into something hard.
Cardenas landed a really nice right hand to the body a few moments ago.
And also throwing that left hook. Ramirez has his right hand up, so nice. Block. Good short
catch,
right hand.
Good catch and shoot there from Cardenas. Good return jab there from Ramirez.
You know what it is, with Cardenas, he has not been able to build on anything tonight. He hasn't been able to follow things up like he normally does. Because normally he finds it and then builds and breaks you down. He hasn't been able to, right, he hasn't been able to do that tonight with Ramirez.
Ramirez's corner, honestly, has also learned more out of him
last round.
And Cardenas' defense, it's both guys. It's been in two languages, but both guys have had a corner that's demanded more from them. They fought brilliantly tactically, but there could be more to go for here as we close in the last couple of rounds.
Does it speak to the closeness of the rounds, gentlemen? That both corners are like just a little bit more, and you got this. You know what I mean? Like
very tactical rounds. You don't know what the judges are going to look at. And that's the thing. You don't want to really rely on that. Where it's a crapshoot. Where did I show the judges enough tactically with both guys? So sometimes you want to mix in a little bit of that effort with that tactical stuff.
And in these kind of rounds, literally, it can be one punch difference between who gets the round and who doesn't. And that's essentially a 2-point swing for either man. It's a big deal.
Is it fair to say, Chris, that neither fighter has controlled the real estate? Right? No one's bullied the other one around as much as we've seen in previous fights tonight.
How you have to get like a state residency. You need 6 months in a day. It's hard to tell who's had 6 months in a day to win the round. They've been that close. Yeah. Both guys have been in control for certain aspects and parts of the rounds, but is it enough to really separate?
I will say we talked about optics in the last fight with Valle and Sosa, and so good right hand there from Ramirez, but it was rolled with Cardenas as well, and he's come back with his own hook. The optics here in this fight is Cardenas has been pushing them forward a little bit more in the last few rounds, and it could make a little bit of an impact.
Just a very scrappy fight from both men.
Yeah. I'm going to apologize in advance for the language. I'm assuming it's going to be the same.
Anticipating.
Quiero que hagas tu máximo. Tira golpes, cabrón. No te vayas a tu casa arrepentido de por qué no lo hice.
Jala aire. ¿Cómo ves que levantas? ¿No?
You can do something better than this, because this is not fucking, believe me, you're not convincing me at all. Get you in there, get your ass in there and knock this fucking guy out. Let's go.
I think Diaz sees. Oh, go ahead, Jimmy.
That's a rivalry action fight in front of us. We have another one coming up May 8th. Of course, you talk about former champions, Chris, and the level of former champions.
International right here. England against Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Outstanding. The East versus the West, May 8th. You talk about the caliber of former champions, Chris. What I was going to say here is Cardenas believes he's on that level. Yoel Diaz believes he's on that level. And maybe he's disappointed he's not boxing to that level, but no tactical advice in the corner. No do this, do that. It is more go knock him out. Do you agree with that?
That's a good point, Jimmy. But I think it's a lot more to do with him just being himself, and I think that's what Yoel is trying to get out of him. It's like, come on, man, we know how to do this. You know how to fight. You know what works for you. you. Be Dinamita. Go out there and do it.
I think what he sees is he's doing the things he wants him to do, but he just needs it a little more. You know, like you're fighting at about a 4. I need you at least at about an 8. Yes. You know what I mean? Because his shot selection is good. You know, it's back and forth, but Cardenas is pushing the fight now, especially the last couple of rounds. He's been the one coming forward. But I think Diaz sees, you know what, you can do this at a higher level. You're about a 4-5 right now. I need it at about 7-8 at least, you know, as we close in on these closing rounds, so that we solidly get the judges in our favor. Good
nice right hand. See now Cardenas is really putting some shots together nicely. Nice counter. And for me, it's the power. You know, he hits harder. He has more of an effect when he lands.
And also the volume of Eduardo Ramirez has gone down the last couple rounds. He's let those power punches be more of a factor.
But I'll tell you what.
Oh, good body shot!
Well set up, little uppercut. In a close fight, that's what you need.
Beautiful body shot, Yoel Diaz. His words out of effect.
He's not getting up,
This is done in round number 9.
Wow. Very, very impressive stop.
Gentlemen, if I ever land,
well, I'll tell you. Go ahead, Jimmy.
In my commentary duty, start screaming profanities at me, because apparently it works.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jimmy. You asked no technical advice. Is that what Cardenas needs? That's exactly what he needed. Diaz wasn't unhappy with the technical work Cardenas was doing. He was unhappy with the effort Cardenas was giving with that technical work. Cardenas just needed to up the ante a little bit, bring a little bit more pressure, and that pressure led to that body shot ending the fight.
Great point. And you know what Cardenas did as soon as he landed that shot, he walked the corner, he looked up and said yes.
And he walked back to his corner.
Yeah.
before the count even reached 10, he was walking to his corner like, is that all right?
Yeah.
Let's see how he set this up nicely.
Bing, bing,
and boom.
Oh.
Again, we talked about that, how that uppercut set up the body shot.
Look, yes. He looked up at the air, closed his eyes, said yes.
Watch the uppercut, bring the arms to the middle. Again, it's
sigh of relief here. Oh.
It's a big setup for that left hook to the body. Is that right hand up the middle from underneath? Sometimes it's to the chest, sometimes it's to the head. But either way, what it does is it closes the guard of the opposing fighter. And when the guard closes to the middle, the sides are open and the liver is open.
Well, we saw that in the Ronnie Rios fight.
Yeah,
exactly. He did a double right uppercut down to the left hook to the liver, which is something that we actually see Canelo do all the time.
Yeah, it's a common. Miguel Cotto used to do it. It's a common setup.
Margarito did it well too. Margarito was another one. Boom, boom.
Exactly.
Eduardo Ramirez, with everything he went through in that main event, he is still on the stool. That's how bad that body shot was, but it was a back and forth fight until then.
Oh yeah, I mean tactically, back and forth, high level stuff. Great boxing IQ from both men. Back and forth, tit for tat throughout. Eduardo Ramirez really impressed me tonight with his boxing skills. He was tooth and nail.
Showed a dimension to him we didn't know before.
Absolutely, that we didn't know that he had, and he needed it because Ramon Cardenas is an excellent fighter and a good technician himself. But for me, like I said, it was the power differential between the two. Cardenas was able to land the harder shots there, having more of an effect, which we saw in that final punch.
Oof. That was a little creative combination there from Ramirez. At round 5, good left hook there from Cardenas as well. And Cardenas tried to be on the front foot a little bit more and try to push Ramirez back. It started to happen in the last couple of rounds, but Diaz wanted more activity. He didn't just want Ramirez to get pushed back. He wanted he wanted some more activity as well on the part of Ramirez, and he finally got it.
Dinamita showed up in round 9, landing that big left hook to the liver.
Keep looking at him as he looks up.
Yeah, it's something. I'm telling you, dude, I was watching his face. He was wearing so much pressure every round.
He didn't want to go back to the corner and yell that again. He's like, all right, I don't have to go back to the corner. And poor Ramirez, still in pain. 2 body shot knockouts tonight, and both guys stayed down.
Yeah, this could be a little bit disappointment too, because he was very much in that fight.
Yeah, and he came with a brilliant game plan. Credit to Ramirez, he fought well.
But Yoel Diaz, you have to credit him for, I know you have it in you, just do it. And as soon as he did,
every trainer knows his fighter as well, so he kind of knows what he needed in this moment, and this is the moment where he needed, a little bit of a push, Cardenas, we called him calculator at the top of the show. He's very calculated, but sometimes you can be a little bit too calculated for your own good, and maybe you gotta actually press forward and let those shots go. Calculated, in my opinion, means you're a thinker. You're setting up shots. So sometimes you could overthink and not let your hands go. And Cardenas can be guilty of that at times, and maybe Diaz already knows that, and he knows he's got to push him a little bit to get that activity out as well. It's not just about being calculated; it's about acting on what you're calculating.
Now, Cardenas moving forward. It's it's only going to get tougher. Like, what are the lessons you take out of this fight? Faster starts? Is it better setup for his power punches? What would you take away from this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the openings are going to be there differently in different fights. You know, you got an aggressive guy who comes at you, the openings are going to create themselves, right? In this fight, he had a tactical guy like Ramirez. I think the lesson is, you know, learn to start a little quicker. You know, you're breaking him down tactically, you're better tactically, but break him down a little bit more. Get your activity going every round. Build off every round.
Let's get back in the ring. Have Jim Sorensen make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute, 37 seconds in the 9th round, your winner by knockout and new WBA Latin America Continental Champion, Ramon Cardenas!
Unbelievable performance from Ramon Cardenas, getting the 9th round knockout by beautiful body shot. In a fight, let's face it, I think he was ahead in a lot of the rounds. He was doing pretty well, but Yoel Diaz saying, hey, I know you can do so much better than I'm seeing. You are a level above this guy. I want to see you get him out of here, and that's exactly what he did. Beautiful stuff from him and his team.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where the frustration was from Yoel Diaz because they understand where their guy is at. And honestly, for Cardenas, this was basically a keep busy fight. And getting a keep busy fight on ProBox TV is super dangerous. Not very, and he's very calculated in terms of the way he fights, but that wasn't a very calculated move in terms of his career because it's very, very dangerous waters here in ProBox TV.
Yeah, and that's exactly, you also know what's on the line as far as your career. You're getting so close to the promised land. You know, you're building up, you're ranked high in the world ratings. You could be in a big fight in any of these fights. You could get that call. Literally, you could get a call any of these days because your record is there, your ranking is there. You don't want to blow it down, man, you know, in a keep busy fight where the opponent is lively. You come on ProBox TV, they're only going to be lively.
Look, when it comes to ProBox TV, this is the wrong place to pad your record. It's just the wrong place.
You're not padding your record.
There's no padding.
It's not happening. Yeah. If you win, you get your wins here, you earn them. You know what I mean? Again, and our fans at home who have been tuning in consistently kind of understand that and know that there's not a really, you rarely see an easy fight here. You know, guys get caught early at times and get stopped. We saw that with Angel Leo a few months ago when he stopped Planilla with a body shot early. But ultimately, man, these fights are matched up very well each and every time because we know our brand is based on entertaining the fans.
And I'm gonna tip my hat and give a shout out to our matchmakers here at ProBox TV because they do a phenomenal job. Even when the guys' records don't look great, they're still tough fighters, and the matchups are made for a reason. They're made to be entertaining.
Well, the theme tonight is kind of, are you ready? Are you ready for this step up? Are you ready for this kind of opponent? And also, are you ready to come back? That was the question. Ronnie Rios, Nicolas Polanco. Rios, 2 years off the sport. Was he ready to come back? Looked good to me.
Yeah, sure as hell looked like it to me. He came back rip-roaring out of the first round. Did really, really well picking his shot. Showed his world-class status against a guy who has been in tough with a lot of tough guys and has always withstood and stayed in there. But not tonight. Ronnie Rios was just too much, especially with those body shots.
Yeah, and Polanco's not exactly the easiest guy to knock the rust off against. You know, he's an active guy, tough guy in there, gives a good account of himself each and every time. But I tell you what, Rios took the approach of I'm going to knock the rust off by just working. You know, activity, working. Let me get in the ring, let the bell ring, and let me just get right to work. And that you could see how he knocked off the rust little by little, and eventually got that stoppage with a beautiful body shot.
Yeah, he was beating the drum all night long, and then he set up that double right uppercut down to the left hook to the liver and finished Polanco there in the 5th round, getting a full 10 count. I mean, you could have given him a 300 count at that point, but
Liver was on the menu tonight on ProBox TV.
Absolutely unbelievable. The body shot. You saw Cardenas land it. Beautiful shot to the liver. But that are you ready kind of feel in our next fight. Marcus Valle, Damian Sosa. The question was, is Valle ready at 10-0, 7 knockouts? Is he ready for a step up in experience? The answer in this case was no.
Yeah, you know, very competitive fight, honestly. Yeah. It's one of those fights where you win or you learn. It's not really, you don't really lose, and this is one of those fights where, you know, it's a common theme, and to say that, but it's one of those fights where you really get that. You really got that. It was a learning experience for Valle. He went 10 hard rounds. He got the experience in. He almost won the fight. It was close, but he got a little bit outworked there, and this is where the learning experience comes in. Maybe changing levels on the ropes and things like that.
Yeah, and I think the positive of this is that Valle didn't look out of his depth. It didn't look like he didn't belong. It was a very, very good fight, back and forth with a guy with more than double the amount of fights and experience that he has in the pro ranks. Yeah, there's some technical things he can work on, but he showed a lot of his talents and his gifts in that ring. He showed that big power. He's able to find good shots. He able to hurt his man a few times, and also showed that pace. He showed that pace for 10 rounds. Just like we said from the open, I didn't love this matchup because not only was he fighting the best and most experienced opponent of his career, he was doing it the very first time in a 10-rounder. That was two important values and two important aspects of stepping up in the same fight, and I think that was just too high of a mountain to climb today for Marcus Valle.
Saw his power at medium range. He
made it entertaining for the fans, though.
Exactly, because at medium range we saw the power, but at close range, Sosa, we saw the volume, the relentlessness, and it takes years to.
This is one of those fights where you maybe get a win in between, and then you go get the rematch with Sosa. You know, like it's one of those fights where you realize, okay, you're right there. You came up short, but you feel like, you know what, I could beat this guy, man. I just got to work on one or two things, and it's one of those fights where you might revisit it later. You get a win or two, work on some things, and you come back and revisit this fight. And we've seen prospects in the past do that and come back with the victory in the rematch.
But also, this is the kind of fight where both those guys got better. They both learned from this fight. That was a really good back and forth competitive fight where both those guys elevate their game in the next time.
We say all the time that consistency is underrated, right? We remember the big knockout, we remember the big performance. Consistency is underrated. Sosa was consistent with his pressure, consistent with his volume, all the way into the main event. We saw the same thing. Fighters who were consistent, rewarded with their attacks in the main event. Ramon Cardenas, consistent with his jab, consistent with the right hand. It eventually paid off.
Yeah, in a very, very tactical fight that was kind of going both ways, and for a big while, you really didn't know which way this fight was going to go, but eventually Cardenas' consistency, because he was pushed by Joel Diaz in the corner, and she saved the day.
Listen, I love a barn burner as much as the next guy, but these are the kind of fights I really like. The tactical battle, back and forth, high level, good boxing IQ.
Intricacies.
The little nuances of the sport that make this sport the beautiful thing that it is, the beautiful show of violence that it is. These are my favorite types of fights. Yeah, again, I love a barn burner. I love when the guys are fighting in a phone booth, but these guys boxing at high level, delivering power, back and forth exchanges, it doesn't get better than this for me.
And also, we saw adjustments from both fighters, especially Cardenas late in the fight, allowing Ramirez to get a little bit overextended to open up that body shot in round 9.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he was losing the fight, but he did have to pull us out of the fire a little bit. He was getting yelled at in his corner by Joel Diaz over and over again, cursed at him, using all the expletives in the world, and he said, man, you got to knock this guy out. I don't know what's going to happen in your career if you don't get a win tonight. And he goes out there and knocks him out that very next round.
And gets a victory by knockout, and we're looking forward to it. Talk about a chess match. You talk about a high level of both of these fighters, and we talked about it, Chris. You're looking for a high-level fight with this one, a chess match that's going to go long.
Yeah, these two, they both bring it. They both have excellent conditioning. They both have a lot of experience. It's an international matchup, like the champ Polanco said. So I'm actually really looking forward to this fight. Sergey Lipinets is a former world champion coming to our air. That's a big deal. And you always can tell when you get those world-level guys, man, that level steps up. So I'm really interested in this fight. This is going to be a great night of fights.
What did we learn about the levels tonight, Paul, and these fighters? Like, who's ready for that next level? See, some people make adjustments and are ready for that level, and others do not. Was that the theme tonight?
And that's really the theme on ProBox TV in general. You come and test your fighters here, and when you come on ProBox TV, you learn exactly what level you're going to be at. Are you ready for this level? Because if you can compete at this level and win at this level, well, the next level after that is world-class level. But you got to earn your keep here at ProBox TV first.
And we always say, if you earn your stripes here, by the time you get your shot, you're going to be ready.
And that was the thing. Cardenas went to war against Picasso his last time in ProBox TV. That's partly why he was ready for a long, difficult war this time. And that's why we kept referencing that fight. Look, he had trouble early, made adjustments, got the finish, did the same thing tonight.
I'm always impressed when guys come back. Like, if you fight on air, if you get through this and you come out with a win, and then you come back, man, I tip my hat to you.
They get their big fights, though. We see Cano get a win here, Pablo Cano, and then he got a big fight on the zone.
Yep.
They lead to big things.
Yeah, it always leads to big things, even matchups. That was the story again tonight. Ronnie Rios with a body shot finish in his fight. Great stuff, returning to the ring after a 2-year layoff. Marcus Valle, he fought with heart, he fought with guts, he had power, but in the end, the determination of Damian Sosa, a bit too much. Then in our main event, Ramon Cardenas, Eduardo Ramirez. It was close until round 9, when it wasn't close. Rios. Beautiful body shot. Finished that one off for us. For everyone behind the scenes, Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, Jimmy Smith, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Pro